everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. I hope you're ready to party, because it's what we're about to do. How you doing? Morning, Hazel. Saturday morning coffee is the best coffee. Almost there. Big summer blowout. Hi, everybody. Okay, let me see if these are still charged. I thought I plugged them in, but I don't think I did. I'm having one of those days. My phone was also at like 20% battery because I thought it was on its charger and it was not. But luckily, I don't think I need it for a while. Or today. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. Let's see. Battery 100%? Anything? Hello? I brought this on myself. Today, I want to grind market research because the Dark Moon Fair starts tomorrow. And I want to have ideally 1900 saved up because that will get me to Exalted. And a little bit past it actually because of the buff. If we can get 2900 saved up, then that would get me a Paragon cache, which would be very exciting. I don't know if we're going to get that far, but we can try. Leafy Jawa, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it very, very much. This is almost empty. This is terrible. What am I doing this morning? I'm running late. Don't have company. There will be a pause for dinner. Of course, of course. Are we partying in a nightclub or a reading circle? You do know the reading circles can get wild. Actually, I don't really know what a reading circle is. Is this like a book club? I've seen these on TV. You know how book clubs are meant to be experienced. Oh, I think maybe it's on. I was just looking at the new trading post mount. I've been kind of debating in my head whether or not I want to buy any more mounts this month. I have the tender. They're perfectly fine mounts. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Here, let's get sound turned on and see where we're at. I also like Valor or Resonance Crystals. I'm sitting at 4,100, so I could maybe buy like a thing or two from Undermine. Market research. Let's see. Let's gather it all up. 978 of my 1,900. So I want about 1,000. And today's the day. I think I'm just going to bring my priest. I don't see any reason why not. There's not really a huge... Oh, I guess I can do some world quests out there while I'm at it as well. I think world quests have reset. There's not, as far as I know, a huge reason to do it on one character or class or another. My hunter was fine, but I did find that my pet kept dying. And I wanted it, and it was not there. So let's grab... Am I missing a weekly? I am missing a weekly. That's crazy. Working on priest today, too. Nice. Call all the world. So, alright, yeah, give me Undermine World Quest. We're going to do those anyway. I don't know how I didn't pick up a weekly. This is my main. What am I doing? I heard a reading circle is a breeding circle. I need to touch grass. Oh, turn brain off and back on again. Logged on to the game. Nice to be in. Do you miss my big monitor? Had enough tender to buy 4 mounts. Nice. You don't sound taken with them. I would skip. Reading circles or something else? I don't know if undercoins are being reset. I do not know. Oh, let's see if, sound up? Sound up, there it is. Let's see if, any good world quests up for new rep, just because if we do get another Paragon cache with, the rep that I'm with at the moment, then I might get, oh yeah, that'll give me some rep. If I get another Paragon cache, I could get, more miscellaneous Mechanica, which we're also gonna need. Too many thoughts of... Oh, the mount at the trading post. Yeah. I'm just wondering if I'm ever going to be taken. Like, at what point have I saved too much tender and I need to readjust my philosophy? Is it 10k tender? 20k tender? Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. 100k tender? Here. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just start this nice and fresh. Yeah, put me in the car. That's good. I can do this. I am awake. I'm a functioning human being. I had to make my coffee twice this morning because I really messed up making it the first time and it had like a ton of grounds in it. And I thought about making myself drink it anyway, and then I thought, no, it's just do it again. Just do it properly. You're worth it. Tender maxing is the true endgame. Change my mind. I never try to change anyone's mind about anything. What am I, a politician? I need to thank Perk. I have about 11k tender right now. I've been spitefully saving since the trading post was introduced. Keep saving, soldier. I not that this is exactly what you're saying, but that that I've kind of sort of misbegottenly had, where I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it to them in their tender model by not spending any, like they care. I'm still logging in every week. I'm still logging in every month. I'm filling the bar every month. They truly do not give to anything whether or not I spend my tender. I guess what I'm doing, if I was really trying to drill down into it, is that I'm insulating myself against being induced to purchase cash shop bundles that have tender, because I have lots of it saved, so they can't get me that way. Maybe that's what I'm doing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure John Blizzard is personally devastated. He's crying into his Wheaties. Do you think you're saving more because you're trying to save money IRL? Maybe. It could be like a weird spillover effect. That's entirely possible. Both Discord and here. Oh, I got you personally in the Discord. I looked for that button myself. Saw your Saturday vid. Thanks for the Twitch reminder. Cheers. Our the second Twitch drop's not starting until the 5th, but the Adored Half Shell is up right now. And also, thanks for stopping by. I like doing that with cardamom pods, cinnamon and coffee. Oh, you guys spicing your coffees? Oh, you fancy. Whoa. If I'm feeling really fancy, I'll make it in a different mug. I've got like a big glass latte mug that kind of looks like a coffee shop one. And on a fancy day, I'll steam my oat milk to make it kind of vaguely fluffy, although not that fluffy because I refuse to buy the barista oat milk because it's like $7 for a liter. Speaking of being cheap. Anyways, I had fancy coffee this morning. Although clearly it's not working just yet. Glad to see Saturday Wow News is back. It's back. It's back. We're doing our best. I'm trying not to miss any. Although this month might get a little dicey. This one was shorter than I wanted it to be for the content, but it's out, which is good. Oh, Darkfuse Slain, Darkfuse Slain. What's a liter? What's a kilometer? There's some good, that's one of my favorite Race to World First copy pasta memes. This is the EU versus NA metric system memes. It's good stuff. Right. I just drink mine black like my soul. Pumpkin spice in that coffee. Oh man, are you ready for September? I'm not ready for September. I'm not really ready for August. I currently am trying, and it's not going great, but I'm trying to get myself with don't think, only do. Don't think about doing things in the future. That only freaks you out. Just think about what you can do right now. And no thinking about any time in the future or past. It's not gonna help. No think. No think. Less think. Think bad. Think not good right now. We've thought enough. We can turn the thinker off for a little bit. And just do, because otherwise I'm going to die. There's captions. How nice. They're fairly accurate as long as I'm speaking fairly clearly. They do get a little grumbled over World of Warcraft words because they don't know how to parse those. You know, if you start, I'm trying to think of like some really World of Warcrafty words that like the auto captions tend to miss up. They don't like Dornagal. They don't like Ouroboros. Usually don't know what to do with that one. Task at hand makes you productive. I don't even really need, well, I do want to be productive, but not because I want to be a productive person. I just want to be productive because I want to make it through this month. Dornagal. Dornagal. Anything better than no captions, more accurate the better. Yeah, for live captions, it's kind of a, they'll get better as AI gets better. It's one of the only applications of AI I particularly like, but they're, it's not like I have an actual person captioning me in real time, so this is about as good as it's gonna get. I suppose at one point in history, live TV captions must have had somebody who was able to type very quickly, captioning things in real life, or in real time, because I know they had a bit of a delay on them. But I'm pretty sure that live TV captions have been around for longer than text-to-speech, although text-to-speech is older than, it's pretty old. Anyway. How you guys doing? Last night I gave Moose his first, omega-3 supplement that wanted me to start him on omega-3 supplements for his joints, and I'm happy to do so. And they gave me like these capsules, like these gel caps. Okay, well, they sold me the gel caps. I'm pretty sure I paid for them, but I looked at it and it's like a big gel cap. Like an adult would be a little. I was like, there's no way in hell my dog's gonna swallow this. And I offered to my dog just in case, because you never know with him. And he sniffs it and he goes politely, but no, thank you. So I Google it and apparently you can like pierce them and then squeeze out the oil inside onto their food. So all right, I'll do that here. And I decided I was gonna be crafty and I was gonna like squeeze this oil, which I think is just fish oil, into like the middle of his dinner. Like he's got a bowl of kibble and I decided I was gonna like mix it in there to make sure he eats all of it. And silly me thinking that was gonna work, because what happened is I give Moose this bowl of food and he sniffs it and he's like, oh, what have you got there? And then he shoves his nose in there, burrows his nose down in the bowl until he gets to the part with the oil on it, and then proceeds to excavate the bowl so he can just eat the oily part. And then after he'd finished eating every kibble that had any fish oil on it, he then came and pouted to me for like an hour. And I think there's still kibble on my floor. Like I left it there because sometimes he'll go back and finish it. He has not done so. I think I'm gonna have to clean it up. I really thought that by mixing it in, he was just gonna eat the whole thing and be like, "Ooh, yummy, yummy! Look at all these yummy surprises." But no, he was like, "I'm finding the surprises right now." Take them in. They made a cod liver oil, but I put chia seeds in my food. Yeah, apparently for dogs, the thing I might do eventually, because the capsules are pretty expensive, is buy liquid fish oil, but you just got to keep it cold. You got to keep it in the fridge. You got to keep it dark. You don't want it to oxidize. So as tempting as it would be to buy like a 2-liter jug of it for him, because I'm sure they said that his dosage was going to be like crazy high. Eventually, like once you work him up to it, like dogs can apparently process a lot of omega-3. As tempting as it is to buy a 2-liter jug of it, maybe the smaller bottle so it doesn't go off, because I don't want to put stinky oil. Also, his breath was vile. Right after he'd finished eating the fish oil kibble, he came over and gave me a big sloppy kiss, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Wow. This is a brand new experience. Oh boy. Cotton supplement here. Yeah, apparently it's good for people too. I've never really thought of taking it for myself. I'm kind of a change things if I'm about to die kind of person. But I eat fish sometimes when we catch it. Actually, Moose eats fish sometimes when we catch it too. Here, let's go do this one as well. I want to get all this rep. I installed Waypoint UI last night, just in time to check it out and put in the news video, because I am running out of add-ons to highlight. But I like it a lot for this kind of thing. It makes it way easier to find what I've been looking for in Undermine. I've been using waypoints, but I had noticed that the default polyhedron really blends in Undermine in particular. It's not very big. It's very yellow. It's really easy to miss it. Oopsies. Are you going to miss the car? I am, I think. I hope that they one day expand it to other ground mountable areas, because it could be just like skywriting. You don't have to make people use it, but giving it as an option would be kind of cool. What is this? Oh, I suppose that's fine. Who wants some? Who wants some? For 1,000 gold. It's like the party balloon. Well, I guess these ones are moving. The party balloons were not. And I'll take any gold I can get. This isn't exactly what I'm here to do today, but I want to clear out these world quests so that they're not yelling at me while I'm driving around, and also so that I have the rep from them, because this is the second half of the week. Maybe we'll get another Paragon cache or something. Or at least get some progress on it. Because we're with what? Bilgewater? Yeah, 2,700. 2,700 rep. Hazardous Waste. No? When is the TSM video? Huh? What? Who? I don't think I have one planned, to be honest. In the grand scheme of things that I'm behind on, that is not really entering my conversation. Eat a lot of fish and seafood, which you would do. Common misconception. Just because I can eat something does not mean I eat it very often. I remember somebody once came in and they were like, if you're a pescatarian, aren't you worried about all of the mercury from eating fish every day? And I'm like, it's cute that you think I eat fish every day. I live on noodles. That's not true. But I eat vegetarian most of the time just because fish is expensive. I don't really buy it, but when it happens to me, I'll eat it. So like if I'm like eating out and it's not very much more expensive. Waiting for full Grand Theft Autoing functionality. Of course that's the time you want, love. Car was neat. Be too bad if they put all the effort into creating that asset only for it to last a single patch. Ian spoke about intending for design to be more evergreen going forward, so we'll see. Yeah, they seem to have kind of a little bit of a delineation between adding things that are evergreen and adding things that are very clearly limited. And the limited ones they're increasingly putting into actual time-limited events, like how Dastardly Duos is not currently available anymore. Like, it seems like they've got kind of their sometimes pile and then their all-the-time pile, and they're delineating a little bit more clearly. As a noodle connoisseur, what are your thoughts on noodles and ketchup? I'm not here to judge your lifestyle, so I'm not going to comment on that because I'm not going to say anything nice. I think both of those foods are fine separately. I know people that really like putting ketchup on like mac and cheese. I don't even know that I don't like it. I think the concept offends me. It looks like somebody bled on it. Not mine. German friend loved to eat that. You know, someone who put orange juice on Weetabix. That is creative. Comfort dish for me as a kid, ketchup on plain pasta. I know people serving like margarine or butter on plain pasta if you don't have any pasta sauce. If I need to do that, I'll usually just do like a little bit of olive oil and garlic because I always have that. But then also I will usually try to grocery shop. This conversation is becoming increasingly upsetting. I should check. I've been experimenting with my text message tone because I want something that I can hear, but I also don't want it to jump scare me. And apparently there's no middle ground. I either don't hear it at all or it totally jump scares me. Do professions get a clean start? Carry on. They carry on, not a clean start. There are a couple of new things. There's new gathering mats. There's a new like health potion recipe, but generally speaking, it's the same thing. You're not going to get that fresh start until the next expansion. I once dated someone who drank hot orange juice with extra pulp for sore throats. I feel like at one point in my life I had hot apple juice when I was sick. I don't remember what the reason was. I don't know if this is somebody else's idea or if I did this to myself. It's basically kind of like a dry hot apple cider. Well, not dry, it's very sweet, but like a non-alcoholic hot apple cider is just hot apple juice. Yeah, I remember being sick. I don't remember if it worked. It's certainly not something I do these days. And when you wash your iron skillet, to use the metal sponge thingy. I don't have a metal sponge thing. I don't cook in my cast iron as much as I used to. But I'm not one of the people that's really fussy about the seasoning on it, the patina or anything. So I just kind of like wash it like a normal dish. I make sure it's dry because I don't want it rusting. And then if it's not keeping its non-stickness, then I just season it with oil again. I haven't done that in ages because I haven't cooked with it in ages, but that was kind of my logic, was I'm not going to baby it too much when I'm washing it. I'm just going to wash the food off of it. I might even use some dish soap. You know, calm down. I'm not doing it to your pan. And then reseason it if need be. It seems to me that anything that was going to come off with a little Dawn didn't need to be on there anymore. Guess what I did yesterday? I spent all day and night farming market research with a big group, got the 2,700 I needed to get to Exalted with Dark Fuse, but not going to turn it in until tomorrow when I get the Dark Moon buff. Nice. You're set. You did what I thought about doing and then didn't do. Nope, not that one. Sounds seasonable. I also have a wooden cutting board that has like a oil that you're supposed to put it on to help season. I haven't done that, but I did find the oil. You never use soap. I do. And I promise it's going to be okay. It hasn't died yet. I know people get like really, really worried about it, and whatever works for you by all means, but it'll be okay. I will promise to baby my cast iron pan with the care it deserves. It cost me, I think, $20 at most at Canadian Tire, and it works just fine. I promise everything's all right. The cast iron gods are not going to smite me down. I'm gonna go over here and do that world quest. It's Calvin, but you are very, very close to remembering his name. I'm surprised you remembered he had a name at all. Pretty crazy doing the piles with a 40-man group. That's what I'm going to settle into today once I've kind of cleaned up world quests a bit. I'm I'm just gonna have to make sure I have some conversation topics locked and loaded so we can chat while I'm doing it. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my mind. I carried it through the snow on foot. You guys remember everything. I did. That's true. It was before I had my car, and also I wouldn't have driven in that snowstorm anyway. But there was a sale on it. It was on sale, and I didn't know when the sale was ending, but I was pretty sure it was going to end in the morning. And it was like evening, so it was already pitch dark, but the store was open for another hour. And maybe 2 hours, but it was definitely dark out already. And I'm telling my partner, listen, you don't have to come with me, but I'm gonna hike and get this panty. Are you in? We both went. Oh, such a wild place to describe to people. It kind of has like everything. I just think of it, because I spent some time in America, it's just like it's my Target now. Like, I guess I don't know if Target covers all the same things, but when I was in the States in Oregon, I used to shop at either a Target or like a Fred Meyer, and they had the same kind of thing, except that those both had groceries, and Canadian Tire doesn't. They do snacks and like pod coffee, but they're not going to have like a whole grocery section. But yeah, aside from grocery, like it's pretty much just a general store. I got all kinds of stuff there. New to you mechanical parts. Don't worry, my unhinged mind will give us topics. All right, I'm counting on you. I'll hold you to it. Oh, I'm not usually good at this, but I can do this one. You target the flying thing, use the button, and then you loot the bits, right? Yeah, it's a fussy one. That's right. I live across the street from a Fred Meyer. Some of my fondest, like, early 20s memories in Oregon were just, like, walking myself to a Fred Meyer with my like $20 or whatever, and I would buy like flower pots and potting soil and like random seeds, and then I would go and I would plant them and I would water them, and I'd be like, look, I'm growing a pepper, or whatever it happened to be. Like, I love starting seeds. It feels like magic. It feels like it's not allowed. Like, I have power that I should not be messing with. The fact that you can just get a packet of seeds for like under $5 for almost like so many different kinds of plants, and you can just put them in soil with water and light and they'll turn into plants, baffles me. Super cool. So I love doing that. I like the garden section. I always liked looking through the bird feeders and stuff, even though I didn't have one. I just liked eyeball shopping. Yellow grocery store is way more fun than ours. I spent like 90 minutes at Walmart my first day in the U.S. Yeah, they got big at a certain point in lives. It's a pan fond joke. Don't answer that. I feel like that's a pun that I don't get. Like, it's going over my head. Costco nice? Don't I have a membership? Nah, me neither. I would like a Costco membership one day, but the nearest Costco there's two on the island that are like, I don't know if there's any North Island, but there's one in Langford and there's one in Nanaimo. Neither of which are particularly close to me. Langford's not crazy far, but you have to drive to Langford, which has like really horrific commuting traffic, so you got to really time your time of day to do it. Plus, if I move, then who knows how close or far I'll be. But like, if I'm gonna get a Costco membership one day, and I kind of would like one, I'm going to have to overcome my Costco anxiety, which is just that the only place in my life, one of the two places in my life where I ever had a panic attack was a Costco, just because it was so overwhelming. How like big and loud and busy. It was just really overstimulating or something. I don't know. I'm still kind of scared of them. When you cook stuff, you get a brown buildup on the bottom. It is called fond. You know that, of course. Oh. Gotta go on like a Monday morning when they open. Yeah, I don't think you need a business to get a membership. I think you just have to pay them money. But I guess I'm not a Costco member, so the secrets are still withheld to me. Going to Costco right when they open, much less stressful. That is probably what I would do if I ever did get a membership. Okay, did I do all the world quests I wanted to do? I think I did. Time. Well, first of all, I want to see how much rep I got. Where are we at with the bunch wanting? A couple thousand. Time to farm market research. I need about 1,000. Dark Fuse Scrap Farm. Sign me up. Oh yeah, we got groups popping today. That's a baby group. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna need a UI where the I'm gonna need to get a different one. Hang on. I guess I'm in combat. I can't touch edit mode yet. Where is it? It's over there. My raid frames, when I am in a group with this many people, completely cover my screen, and that's great when you're healing and you need that big of raid frames, but I'm just here to dig up some dirt. I think I need to go like around this way. This one kind of sucks to get to. I might miss it. We'll see. Oh no, there's time. All right, we shoveled. We count. So now edit mode. Tank. I think my tanking UI. No, don't delete it. Don't delete it. Just, yeah, that's better. The tanking UI has, my unit frame's kind of big, but the raid frames are small, so that's good. Oh, in some countries, Costco requires a business. Oh. The one year I had a membership, I would go the moment they opened on Sunday mornings, and that was the play. In and out, 15 minutes. You have to have, like, a registered business to get in. Oh, that's cool. I'm imagining a world in which that was true here, and I was like trying to register the Hazelnut Games LLC and insisting that I really needed to buy like 8 pounds of lentils in order to fund the making of these World of Warcraft YouTube videos. Technically true. Listen, what if I hide him and I don't remember how to get him back? Pretend I'm your grandma. Creator gotta eat. Just, you know, be proud of me for getting up this morning. They don't actually, yeah. It would just be funny. All right, 15 market research for me. You eat lentils? How do you prepare them? I have bad luck. I eat lentils a couple times a week. My main thing that I usually do is I cook them into curry. I cook them really well because they digest better for me that way. So I have an Instant Pot. I buy typically the red lentils because they're cheap in bulk, and I will just make them into like a curry in my Instant Pot. I use canned tomatoes, I use canned coconut milk, I use a variety of spices, I use curry paste if I have it, lentils, a little broth, or water if I'm cheap, and then I cook it for like a whole hour, which is like probably longer than it needs, but it's nice because it's one of those things that I want to cook down really soft anyway, so cooking it longer doesn't really hurt. And I like to start it early in the day so it can kind of sit warm for a long time to let the flavors like meld better. Yeah, you can look up dal recipes. It's just basically Indian lentil curry. There's a million different ways you can do it. It's more of a type of food than it is like a specific recipe. But that's my easiest thing to do because whenever I try to make lentils and still have them like basically not be porridge, it doesn't digest as well. I've done lentil tacos with like French lentils, and those are good, but they don't sit as well. I need to really cook them. I need to cook them to death. I also need I think next time I have a minute. I'm gonna refill my water real quick. One sec. Stay hydrated. Can't believe we aren't dead yet. These healers are putting in work. Does anybody heal these things? I'm not healing these things. What the heck? I don't know if this is an add-on or if this is default UI now. It looks like an add-on? I don't know. I didn't see it. Never seen that before. Oh, I was almost dead. Oh no! Alright, is that the chest? That's the chest. Nice. I'm also excited to see how many gunk-covered things I can get in a day today and then turn them all in and try to get Mog. Because I am 11 of 16. I need 5 more gunk-covered thing Mogs. I'm just going to wait for the next one to show up. Some people like to drive to the hotel. And they'll usually have a good head start because it's a pretty central location, but... Drift! I thought I was That's alright. We made it pretty fast. That to make a tuna salad. Cooked rice, eggs, mayo, olive oil. No, that sounds good. You got it. That's the whole recipe. Left a little before the Goblin patch. How you enjoying the game? It's good. It's good. We're in kind of like the last week before the next patch. So I'm just kind of finishing up the last... Well, I don't know about finishing, but I'm trying to put some time in on the last things that I didn't finish. Yeah, Waypoint UI. I haven't put it on my spreadsheet yet. I should. Waypoint UI is the add-on that is improving the waypoint visibility. Group I was in got mad at me because I complained that they weren't giving me rides. Oh, I love driving my car to the next place. I don't always do a good job of it, but it's fun. Man, when this expansion first, or when this patch first came out, I was always paying 100 gold to the scrap bot so to have it help me dig. And I did not realize what an absolute waste of everybody's time and gold that is. New one looks fun. I mean, you can always come back and play through this. It's not going anywhere. The story's great. There's some good cutscenes. There's some great collecting out here. It's, yeah, it's not going anywhere. You can always, whenever you have time and you're in the mood. Good soundtrack. The only thing that you wouldn't really get to experience in the same way is probably the raid. Like, you can still see it eventually, but not like at level in the same way. Market research from there. So I'm tracking them on my bag. I'm at 1,049 of 1,900. We're in the optimistic, full of energy stage of the day. You check back in about 90 minutes, and maybe we'll be feeling a little bit more grim. Morning, Hazel. Got my Shadowlands meta and the Echo Chaser title before the release of 11.2, all ready to go for new patch. Nice. What's Echo Chaser from? It's got to be Echoes of Danger. Oh dear lord. On Radiant Discord difficulty, defeat 20 of the rares encountered. Wow, I have none of them. I didn't do an awful lot of those. It's kind of a cool title, though. I feel like I've been seeing these Chet cards more often lately. Or maybe it's just because I've finished my Chet list and then continued playing. That's probably why. I told them I suck at driving and they just... Yeah, Someone in my guild would be like, what are Radiant Echoes used for? Underused feature. They felt very undercooked to me. Like, the first time I did one, I'm like, this is it? Really? This is the thing? I'm surprised that they kept them up through the whole expansion and, like, added them to the new zone and stuff. They're mainly a great source of Valor Stones, which I don't need any extra of, and Delve Keys, which I also don't need any extra of. Outside of that, not a whole lot going on with them. I guess there's achievements. But the achievements are really dull. Although I guess every achievement is really dull if you don't care about it. Yeah, I think it's just that they're a source of things that you have better other sources for. And they're also like a little bit confusing. When I'm playing by myself, I'm always like, oh, squirrel! What's that thing over there? Got sent to a Wrathy, have no clue. Finished it. Yeah, that was the latest little bit of story campaign. It gives you a title and a transmog or something. It was cute. Cute little story. Use them a ton for Valor Stones and ultimate gear net for visions. I think I've been drowning in Valor Stones this patch just because I got so many of them from doing chat lists and from doing weeklies. And at a certain point I didn't need to use any more of them. My main was burning them hard before they let us transfer them. And even a little bit after that, I was not able to spend enough on my main. Which is a better problem. It's better to have too many than not to have enough, but I feel like the 2,000 Valor Stone cap is so silly. Enjoying the change in scenery by being in Calgary since Tuesday. God, looking forward to playing WoW again next week. When do you get home? When do you leave? That's one of my favorite things about traveling is when you've done it and you've made your memories and you've got your pictures and you had a nice time and you're just ready to go back to your own bed. Fly back Wednesday. 8-day trip. Nice. Valor stones can go die in a fire. I don't even feel like they'd burn. A couple resonance crystals. Market research? Yep, 13 market research. My car's red. It doesn't go any faster, but... Oh, that person's got a blue car. I like looking at the like swarm of cars to see how many people have actually customized theirs from the default. Oh, down here. I'm not going to make it up. I always try to go up that hill, and I can't drive up it. I need a little ramp. Some of the group said, be right back, going to transfer stones to an alt. Is that possible? Yep, it is. There is a cost to it. You will lose some Valor stones in the transfer, but you would log on your alt and then basically pull Valor stones to that alt from your main. You can't push them, but you can pull them. So you would log on a character that doesn't have very many and pull them over. And you can kind of hold them in that way. Like if you were going to burn them anyways, you may as well. Twitch warned me if I wanted to post that. Harsh thing to say. Wedding this afternoon. Nice, nice. Vial of endless possibilities. I'm not quite sure what that is. Kept at 2,000 since the beginning of the season. They didn't, I think they added Valorstone Transfer in mid-season. I don't think we had it at the beginning. Maybe we did. We certainly did not have it at the beginning of the expansion. Forgot about the Twitch drop. Popped on to see Hazel. Notice it. Hey. We're going to have another one starting next week on Tuesday as well. Oh, that randomizes the Drake customization. Oh. I don't know. If I was guessing, I would be very surprised if it did anything to the car, because the car is not changed through the same UI. The car is changed at the garage, and the UI is a little bit different. Whereas the dirigible, it would make more sense if that one randomized. But I don't know if it does. Best way to gear alts would be Nightfall. Yeah, Nightfall will get you gear quite quickly. I would also make sure that your alt does the intro disc belt questline, because you'll get a random champion piece plus your belt. But we're also gonna, don't go too ham. We're getting a new patch next week. There's gonna be better gear available from like world content and stuff. Well, maybe not world content. There's going to be new gear available next week with the patch. I don't know exactly where it's going to come from, but I bet I wouldn't go nuts. Get yourself some veteran stuff if you can, just to make it a little easier. But don't freak out too much. You're going to replace it all pretty soon. So it's not a chest purchase transfer. I think there's two things that are getting confused here. You can buy a chest with Valor Stones that has a random piece of Warbound champion gear in it, but you can also directly transfer the currency on the currency tab, the same way that you would transfer any currency. You can click on it, go to transfer, and you can pull, I'm not going to, but you can pull currency, Valor Stone currency directly with a bit of a cost to it. There's both things are true. Both things are separately true. Yeah. Scrap jobs are currently the best way to get research, yeah. You're going to get average kind of like 12 to 15 for fully filling a scrap bar, and you can do these about once every 3 minutes or so. 2 minutes for the thing and about a minute to get there and start it in a raid group. About as good as it's gonna get. I'm holding on to my research until tomorrow so that I can turn it in with the benefit of the Dark Moon Fair wrap-up. Skip Season 2, what is Nightfall? So in Hallowfall, there is an event over here on the very western side of the zone. You can just fly out there. You'll see a weekly quest to pick up as well as a batch of daily quests. The daily quest will give you pieces of random veteran gear. The weekly will give you a piece of champion gear. You can do the dailies anytime that you want, and the weekly event starts every hour at the top of the hour. Loved all the WoW X packs, but the setting in the War Within doesn't really click with me. Maybe Midnight will work a little better. I've enjoyed the setting well enough. I'm glad we spent more time in Hallowfall than in the Ringing Deeps, or Ringing Deeps was a bit grim. That was definitely the most underground of the underground feeling zones to me. Need to finish that rap. Only did like level 4. They have a mount. Yeah. Hellafall with Belladar I thought was a really cool atmosphere. I loved having like the big sun crystal thing. I didn't really like pay much attention to what was going on with it. I know the NPCs kept yammering about it, but you know, light turn on, light turn purple. It's an LED. Looking forward to an open map. I think Koresh will feel a bit better. I think you might maybe like Koresh a bit more. I'm looking forward to midnight. I said this in my news video and I feel bad, but like I feel like this next patch is just kind of player housing waiting room for me. Like it all looks cool, it all looks fine. I'm looking through the patch notes like yeah, phase diving, Yukodam Aldani, there's a new dungeon, there's a new world quest area, there's a new raid. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, when do I get my house? Can I have a koi pond? Let's talk about the important stuff. Are you eventually going to farm the mounts you didn't get from the bounty event? I think so. I'm kind of sort of holding out hope that one day they will do another bounty event. And I might be busy until then. I might be able to stay busy until they come up with another one. I am looking forward to doing more Mythic Plus again. I just need to find time somehow. I'm going to be really busy. But it'll be really fun. I've actually been doing some in the last couple of weeks. My friends have been, one of my friends is switching mains. Our tank is going from, I want to say warrior to brew. He's such a good tank that I don't usually pay too much attention to what class he's on because he's tanking great regardless, but I think he's going back to brew, so he's been wanting to do some like medium keys to gear up and kind of get back into it, and those have been really fun. Not looking forward to the tense conversations in guild about who will be getting which plot. What if it's just like a free for all? Like everybody gets let in like it's Black Friday doors opening, and everyone just books it and claims their spot as quickly as humanly possible. Just absolute carnage. Everybody enable PvP. Duel for the plot that you want. Let me dig. There we go. Think your desire for in-game housing is related to your desire for IRL housing? Oh, of course. It's the millennial dream. Also the general dream, but the my thing is I'm really hoping that I can get IRL housing before in-game housing, although in-game housing does seem to be coming rapidly, so. Guild leaders are arguing about who will be the HOA leader. Funny. As long as I can be neighbors with Flabby. I'm gonna regret that. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I can't wait to live next door to Flabby, and then I'm going to live next door to Flabby, and I'm gonna be like, why do you have giant crabs on your lawn? Remember you wanting in-game housing for years. And the way that I used to pitch it is pretty close to exactly what they're doing. The only thing that they're doing that I was nervous about was adding like chores and content to it. These what are they called? The events. I forget. I'm a little nervous about those, but I think they'll be fine. Type of neighbors play the drums at 2 a.m. Endeavors. Ah, yes. Do you think they have like a thesaurus tab open for that word at all times, and they're just like coming up with new words for stuff to do? It's not work, it's an endeavor. Oh, no. Let me off this cart. I haven't looted the thing yet, I don't think. No, let me off the cars. I need to loot the thing. Maybe I did loot the thing already. Oh, no, I did not. There it is. Oh, my loot is slow. I'm just gonna walk out of here. Definitely a Blizzard-approved thesaurus for gear diving. Can't spell endeavors without the end. This way. This way. And then we're gonna hang a left. This one. Do you still do pet battles? Not as much recently. There aren't really any pet battle goals that I'm working on right now. I could theoretically make a point to get my pets kind of leveled that I have and maybe touch up my collection a bit. I'm sure I'm missing a few things here and there, but the content that they've been adding lately has just been kind of like new world quests. I did do Family Battler. I did Family Battler, I think, of Kazalgar and of Undermine. Family Battler of Undermine I did for Foreman, and Kazalgar... Oh, uh-oh. anyway. I could have sworn I did that one. All right, well, I have a job to do at some point. Oops. Island expeditions roll off the tongue better than island work, to be fair. Now, 70% all the things complete in Siren Isle. The grind continues. How goes Scrap? Oh, nice progress. I have 1,115 market research on me. My goal is 1,900. My stretch goal is 2,900. I'm pretty confident we can get, between today and tomorrow, I think we can get both, but we'll see. We'll see. You can get double. It's, even if true, sounds cheesy. Makes me nervous. Missing so many family battler achieves. Yeah, they're time consuming for me to do, and I have the pets leveled already. Like, I can just import strats and scripts, and it's just data entry. It's just Hazel copy paste some things and mash a key, and it still takes a long time. Trying to do underpins so annoying. Yeah, he's hard. He's really hard. That must be stressful with the time pressure, too. Market research isn't going away. I just know I'm not going to want to bother with this after the season's over. I'm going to want to play new stuff. I would love to get this finished. It's also a nice time because we're going to have Darkmoon Fair start tomorrow. We still have this, what do they call it? Winds of Mysterious Fortune event that's buffing our rep gains. So it's a good time. There we go. 8 gunk covered things. And another 15 market research. Phase diving seems like a not required collective farming type thing. It basically sounds like more open world content to me, just like an extra world quest or weekly quests. Like, you know how in the Siren Isle you would do that weekly and you would go into the storm and there would be like a different quest you would do in the storm? That is exactly what phase diving sounds like. I didn't try it personally on the PTR, so maybe it's more fun than that. But it just seems like an extra mechanic with which to interact with the zone. It doesn't really seem life-changing. It kind of just sounds like more regular content. Same thing with like the Ecodome restoration. It's like a cool theme. And like going and like establishing species of stuff will be cool. But it's, at the end of the day, it just kind of sounds like questing. Like, it'll be fun, but I don't think it's going to change my life. I'm not sure about Mop Classic add-ons. Finished collecting and leveling my pets to go do Undermine Family, and then I'm caught up all the way to Shadowlands. BFA will be next. Nice. Sounds like a lot of Radiant Echo stuff to me. Yeah. Oh. See, I remember seeing the Ecodomes in Netherstorm for the first time in TBC and being so amazed, excited for next patch. I think they'll kind of help break up the monotony of space, I guess. I didn't play enough PTR to have like a super good read on it. If I wanted to spend any of my resonance crystals, what do I want to buy? I'm still mad about this, but maybe they'll fix this eventually. I thought I heard about them adding something that would let you repair like incompletely collected sets from Shadowlands. Maybe they know about it. Forget about those for now. I guess my coat is gonna cost me 3,000 resonance crystals. I should save some for my coat tomorrow. Otherwise, it would be funny if I finally got the rep to buy the Dark Keys lowdown coat, and then I was like, wait a second, hold on, I'm broke. Gotta do a weekly. Yeah, I need a banner. 5,000 for the banners. Holy mackerel. And then that banner and that tabard. Yeah. These mend and match shoulder pads are driving me nuts. Darky's rep week course says I'm at 1337 of 2163. That can't be right. Why not? What's wrong with it? I haven't tried the weaker. I've heard it kind of gives you like a real-time counter of how much rep you need. Oh, seems too low since I'm just at friendly. Um... Does seem a little low, doesn't it? Do you think we'll see a modernized classic? Starting all over in vanilla, but with modern conveniences like transmog, housing, class race combinations, flying. I mean, never say never. It's not really on my bingo card, though. I do wonder what the future of WoW Classic is going to be after they basically catch up, because increasingly it kind of seems like they're just doing WoW, but like, again, do they just keep rolling that infinitely? Do they make it to a certain point, like say Legion, and then just start over again, you know? They could. Because at a certain point, are we just going to have, like, you know, the Last Titan out in parallel with, like, what, BFA? Shadowlands? Like, I don't know. I think there's a point at which the classic audience would not would not be about it anymore. Long-time viewer of your YouTube channel. What's your content? Oh, hello, Boomslang. Thanks. They sent a survey around recently asking if people wanted their characters sent to retail after MoP Classic. Oh. That would be cool, like a cool option to give to people. I wonder if that means they're not going to do Classic Legion. Another games in a Classic world catches up, becomes another retail server. Oh. I bet you they would start the whole thing again. Like, especially if they've already... If it wouldn't be that much work for them to do so relative to developing it from scratch again. You could pretty much just roll them infinitely. Like, I think people are always excited for another jumping in point to play, like, Classic again. You'll have some people that'll be like, how many times do you expect me to finish progressing in Molten Core? But, like, I'm sure there will always be people that want to do it. Yeah, if they, you know what? If they did that, if they ported people's MoP Classic characters with everything they collected over to retail, and then they started fresh, I feel like there would be WoW collectors like me who would then start fresh the next time with the expectation that in another 7 years or whatever, when the cycle completes again, that you would be able to then collect those things again. I mean, I don't think I would bother. I think that'd be way too much work for some removed things, but like funny concept. Oh, right here. Not far at all. I just want to play hardcore. I just want excuses and entry points and other people to be around to play hardcore. Be mad because they promised re-released items like Black Bug Mounts wouldn't be coming back. People didn't play Classic. Do you press your tofu? A little bit. I give it a cursory squeeze. I don't cook tofu as much as you'd think that I would. And sometimes I'm just putting it into soup so that I don't need to worry about drying it out too much. If I'm gonna fry it, I will press it a little bit. Doing scrap onto you too, and you know why? The rep is buffed right now. The rep is buffed, and people are available to join these groups. And it's going to be a lot easier to do this when you have big groups of people easily finishing the bar. 100x the mob's permadeath, 20.25% of the original damage output. Last week of patch, nothing else to do. Yeah. I feel like this is my moment to do it. And then, yeah, a lot of people are saving them up to hand in tomorrow when the Darkmoon Fair comes back up. Man, I would be so happy if I managed to, like, squeeze getting my, oh, the lag! If I was able to squeeze out getting, whatchamacallit, the Paragon cash mount. I don't know of how likely that is, because that's like a lot of market research and it's not guaranteed. Even if I get a Paragon cache, it has every chance of not containing the mount. Yeah, it only takes 22 hours. I could play hardcore WoW right now if I felt like it. That is true. It doesn't have the same aura without everybody else also in on it though. Like it's when it's not kind of the current thing to do. Like, yes, it's sort of a solo game mode, so... Or not, it doesn't have to be solo, but, like, it works well as a solo game mode, especially if you're doing, oh, I forget what they call Soul of Iron or whatever. Self-bound. But you kind of, you know, you want to watch other people die on Deathlock. It loses a little bit of the point when there's not the social aspect to it. Yeah, it does get very long. It very much turns into like a meditative exercise. Who here's ready for crash? What the freak is up? Ethereals. I almost said Draenei, and I'm like, that's the wrong planet. We did that one already. Do you want to play hardcore WoW? Or do you want to see people die? Listen, I just want to see their characters die. Let's calm down. What's so wrong about that? Yeah, I only made it. 40 was as high as I ever made it. Not because I died, but because I couldn't stomach the grind anymore. Especially because I knew I was never gonna do group content, so at a certain point it was just finishing it to prove a point. The most exciting levels were the lowest ones, because those were kind of the more dangerous levels before you get all of the your tools. It could still be dangerous at higher levels, but there was usually a choice of a safe place for you to farm where the mobs were just barely giving experience. Yeah, you also have less to lose. I feel like the first 20 levels of hardcore were so fun. I remember doing it on like a warrior. I don't think the warrior got to 20. The warrior might have gotten to 10 because hardcore warrior was so tough for me. It'd be getting so fun. Oh, I finished my world soul. That's good. We shoveling? We're shoveling. Really did enjoy leveling warrior, but ended up getting bored. I'll always remember you in Dark Shore. That little basin will always remind me of you. Tips on mismatched mayhem to make it not just look like you slap stuff on randomly. I think that's the point of mismatched mayhem, is to slap stuff on randomly. Bonus points for the most incongruous... Well, it's a social game, so no bonus points for anything. But I always try to go for the most incongruous themes. You know, like the widest variety of vibes, the most outlandish silhouettes, and the most clashing colors possible. Fun to see the reason of the death too, like drowning. You farmed that spot afterwards to level and that I had been avenged. That made me smile. I farmed that spot for so long looking for, of all things, a quest item that just like refused to drop. I was there for hours and hours and it just would not. Like, it was a tiny bit of a rare thing. It was like an item that was meant to start a quest, but it was one of the last things that I hadn't completed from that zone, and I think I wanted it for some reason or another. That's why I was there. The drop rate was just like wild for something that's not even, you wouldn't even think would be rare. You do not need mining to do this. Mining is not required. Someone did a tier set for Mismatch Mayhem, got first place. I was so mad. This particular Trilo style, the fun was kind of sucked out of it a little bit for me because my voting was kind of broken half the time, and it seemed like that was the case for a bunch of people, where it would just like auto vote you for someone and skip your vote, and it was a bit disheartening because you were like, that wasn't even who I was going to vote for. There is a list of trial style themes out there somewhere, but they do add to it every now and then. You can certainly come up with sets in advance. I think that if you're trying to like really min-max it, that would be a fun thing to do. Just like look up the list and pre-make outfits for all of them. Bring me 10 wolf teeth and every wolf is just gumming me to death. Takes the whole point out of it. Yeah, it really killed the fun for me. Especially because not only was I not able to vote for the ones that I liked, but I felt like if I won or lost, I couldn't tell if it was because other people liked or didn't like my outfit or not. Like, it's always a little random, but because you never know how people are voting, and some people will try to vote strategically and other people just kind of vote for what they like. But I didn't I want to feel flattered when I win Trial of Style, and I couldn't do it if I felt like people were just like auto voting by accident. Hazel, I have a new special interest. What is your special interest? Everything seems fine. Not sure what that bug was. I wonder how many themes are on that. Let me see. Trial of Style themes. I think I can Google this. Trial of Style themes. Yes, I'm ready. I like that this trash can spawns on your map in basically real time. You don't have to refresh it or anything. There it is. Dead by Daylight. I find that often the best mod for the theme will win. I know some people will vote strategically and try to like politics it. I don't really care for it. I feel like it's against the spirit of it, but I won't. You know, people can vote however they want. But I found that often the one that I thought would win would win. But there's also nothing that prevents people from going in groups and win trading, I'm pretty sure. Maybe you can't group in queue. Maybe it's solo queue only. I don't remember. You can snipe people. I know Flabby snipes me sometimes. I'm a bad person. I wear full sets. And they often win. Worth waiting? Only one more day to wait. Oh yeah, for sure. For turning in trial or for turning in market research. Yeah. It's Darkmoon Fair is up tomorrow. Midnight. Like it'll be up first thing tomorrow. 12:01 a.m. Multiple duos from the same guild today. Trial of Style. I feel like I would go in with a guildie, but I wouldn't necessarily vote for them. Like, I'm a bad friend. I won't cheat for you. I must uphold the spirit of Trial of Style. I'll vote for you if I like your mog. Better put something good on. How are we doing? Ooh, 1229 market research. I just got +1 more. I love it when they just give you like one random market research while you're digging. It's like, oh boy. One singular research. Darkmoon Fair, first thing tomorrow, Sunday. You can get the disc belt next patch, but overcharged delves are gone, so they just make you do a regular delve. I'm not expecting it to be relevant for the whole patch or anything. I think it'll just kind of get us started. We'll see. However, if you're looking to get your, there's cosmetics at overcharged delves that are going to turn into undercoin purchases on the vendor. And I feel like it's much easier to get them now if you haven't. Doing a couple of overcharged delves for, if you do 2 delves in 2 days for, you'll get the Hearthstone. And then if you fill out the research tree, you'll get the mount, the OC91 Chariot. Yeah, I think you can upgrade the belt as well. I think they've left the quests in. They've just turned them onto regular delves instead. I think. Finally finished the mount. So many delves. Yeah. I got a bunch of progress on it while I was getting disc belts on my alts for the sake of taking them through. Ooh, a dumpster. For the sake of taking them through. Oh, somebody was in my car. Mount runs. I needed to gear up my alts for mount runs. Oh. Don't mind if I do. So I got like a ton of research that way. Give him a ride. I didn't know anybody was even in there. I wonder how often that's been happening. Do you do Mythic Plus guides? Not lately. Once upon a time I used to do like Mythic 0 guides, so it wouldn't really cover like pull routes or anything, but it would cover boss mechanics, but I haven't been able to make those happen in the last couple of years. I do like doing them though. Happy Midnight is coming. I feel like we haven't really interacted too much with Azeroth or the Sword. Yeah. Man, I would love to get to 2,900, but if 2,900 was my goal, I'm not even halfway there. Getting loads of gun-covered things, though. I wonder if maybe I'll get all the mog from that. 5 more pieces. I need 2 pieces of cloth, 1 mail, 1 leather, 1 plate. Because I guess there's 4 pieces for each of them. Laundered attire, unique appearances. Oh my goodness. Undermine. Oh man. I was wondering if there was like any other way to get the shipping and handling stuff collected, but nope, not so much. And then this is just miscellaneous mechanica. World quests and world drops. 2 pieces of leather, 1 piece of mail, and a war glaive. These people probably have no idea. They might. Sometimes people do. Oh, 13 market research. Thank you very much. Where to? Oh, I got a passenger. Maybe I should wait and see if anybody wants a ride. And then see if they trust where I'm going. I'm just gonna follow the other cars. I'm not even gonna look on the map. Okay, I cheated. I looked. I started to get a little nervous. Oh, they left. Whoever it was left. I had a Morgan in my backseat for a second. Why do I kind of want to Uber for people now? In-game. Which sword? What sword? Huh? Listen, if it stays in there long enough, eventually it'll just rust out and go back to the... It'll just be a little extra iron supplement. It'll be fine. And back. Nice. Love to have a crazy taxi mode. Wow. Man, I could not drive people, like, taxi people around in real life that don't know me because, I take sometimes circuitous routes to get places to avoid, like, intersections I don't like, or entering parking from angles that I don't feel comfy with, or, like, you know, there are certain times of day that I will or won't drive certain places. Like, I'll drive, but I go out of my way to make sure that I'm, like, comfy doing it, which means that there are plenty of places that I just don't go. I think it's a byproduct of not having had to drive. I've never had a commute, so I don't have the same kind of driving hours that somebody who's had to drive to work their whole life as I've had. Which, ironically, I think if I did taxi people around, it would probably take the edge right off that, but I don't wanna. You can't make me. Oh, hi, kitty. Oh, careful, don't get stuck. You wanna come up? I'm gonna take a break in a little bit, but I think we're cruising right now. You want up? Hi. I know. You've lost you so long, I gotta trim you again. What? There you go. Hi. How you doing? You almost didn't let the dog back in the apartment today. You were waiting right in the doorway when I opened the door to let Moose in, and Moose is just like, I can't walk there, the cat's in the way. I'm just gonna awkwardly stand here until someone moves. The way cars work in Undermine, do you think we could see a Mario Kart game mode in the future, like Plunderstorm? I mean, why wait? Do it yourself. Oh, you can't. I was gonna say, what you do is you take your car to Ashara and you ride the rocket way. It'll be great, but of course you can't drive anywhere but Undermine. Confident driver would never want to be a taxi. Respect those who do. Yeah. Oh, we're going this way. Hi, sweetie. She's head bumping. How you doing? How you feeling? I've been like rearranging stuff and I've got stuff like out. And she's not very happy with me. She doesn't like it when anything's not in its place because she can't see it, so she has to kind of bump into it. I'm just trying to make sure it's nothing heavy. Crazy Taxi was a fun game, though. I don't think I played that one. I've been trying to figure out what my comfort game is going to be. I feel like I want something. And I thought it was going to be Animal Crossing. And maybe I'll pick that up again. But maybe it's a fresh Stardew Valley save file. But like, who am I kidding and thinking I'm going to finish Stardew Valley again? It's an arcade game. Old, came out on Dreamcast. Yeah. I'm happy to see Kira here still too. She seems to be doing really good. She has like good weeks and bad weeks. But I haven't heard her wheezing or coughing lately, which I'm happy about, so. You keep on, you keep it on. You keep on, keep it on. I think she's being cured by dog kisses. I think he's loving her to health. I don't know if it works that way, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? I have tried Terraria. I have. I played it like way back when it was like pretty new and it was popular on YouTube. I haven't played it in a long time. Yeah, she definitely spends more time sleeping than she used to, but she's always been pretty, basically since she went blind, she's been pretty sedentary. But she definitely will spend big chunks of the day sleeping, but she likes to pop by sometimes still. She's not gonna live forever, but none of us are. Why? And listen, kitty, if you go before me, you get us like a nice place, okay? You stake out a claim. You secure our afterlife housing. You know, find one with some good sunny spots. Yeah. I'm gonna make myself cry. Okay, kitty, your tail is right where my mouse is. Baby girl. How much market research? 13. Not too bad. I was surprised I was able to sell the pets that come from scrap digs for gold. Like, they were going for 4K in the auction house, and I'm like, I have no patience. I'll sell them for 1K each. I had a Viridian Mechasaur, and then I bought a Lab Rat. And I got 1,000 gold for each of them, and I thought that's kind of crazy. I feel like there's going to be a ton of supply with all these people digging scrap, but I guess not. Oh, we're going back this way. 16, struggling, still in denial. In my head, you'll live forever. Yeah, especially when it's something that, like, I feel like you kind of need those mental barriers to kind of help you, like, still get through your day and, like, function for a while. Yeah. Alright, I'll pet you. What is it? What can I do for you? Wow. She's gotten a lot sassier, which is really funny. She's just reached a point in her life where she's like, listen, just come on. Give me whatever it is that she wants, which is usually just love. Usually she just wants attention. But she used to be very, like, demure about it, and she is decidedly less demure about begging for attention now, which I love that for you, kitty. You get it. Don't let me ignore you for the dog, just because he's bigger and thumpier. You know, I mean, you get yours. Drink named after my friend's cats at her wedding tonight is a toast to all the pets everywhere. Hope we can add pets to rain game housing. I expect so, because we had them in our garrisons. Like, your garrison pet yard would have your pets, your favorite pets, wandering around your garrison. We've had that technology. 21-year-old cat demands food at all times. Try to befriend anything with fur. I had weird dreams about being terrorized by a rabid kangaroo rat. And at first it was very cute. Like, it kind of looked like a weird Furby. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. But then it got its kickers out and it kind of looked a little like rabid in the eyes. And then it came after me, and then it was like a battle. Imagine a cat tree in the player homes or a cat jungle. Oh man, cats just walking the walls. Get so bloated we have to say no. Oh, that reminds me. Did you hear? I didn't tell you. Moose did very well at his vet the other day, which is great. Very happy for him. He did good for his exam, in good health. Teeth look good. Probably another year before I have to get his teeth cleaned professionally. The toothbrushing's working out. And he's getting his supplements. That's all good. But I will say the vet was like, I would like to see him weigh a little bit less. He's maybe a little tiny bit thicker than he needs to be. He's not obese, but, like, given his size and large breed dog's propensity for like hip problems and stuff, it is very much in Moose's best interest to slim down a tiny bit, which is hard when he's really good at working the system for treaties. So I've been his treats and food have been adjusted down a little bit. Yeah, maybe the walks need to be runs. Moose is not wildly safe to run with because he stops suddenly and without warning, and he also likes to kind of cross in front of you. He almost pulled me over this morning because he saw a bunny and I didn't see him looking at it, and then he tried to tear off after it and I had to catch him like in the air. He does like carrots. They do have more sugar than you would think, so you can't have like unlimited carrots even though they're vegetables, but he does love them. I brought one out of the vet to like bribe him with, and the vet looked at it and was like, oh, so you're one of those. It snows a little bit here. It'll snow basically anywhere that I would be likely to move is going to have more snow than here because the city is sort of especially sheltered by the water. As someone who skipped a lot of Undermine stuff, what's a simple checklist to do when doing rep farms in Undermine? A simple checklist. I wonder if there's an add-on or a WeCore that would help, because it is kind of a list. Like there's a few different overlapping systems. A good place to start would be to show up in Undermine, go to the hotel, and pick up your weekly quest there. That's a great place to start, just doing weeklies and world quests, and that'll kind of get you doing a little bit of everything. Am I remembering correctly about a WoW dev mentioning a spooky game mode? Yeah, that was a thing. I don't think we've heard anything about it recently. Sister has big dogs. She feeds them broccoli and other greens for lunch, and they ate all the blueberries off her bush. I've heard of dogs like picking cherry tomatoes off of people's tomato plants, which is really funny. I don't know if Moose likes tomatoes, but I have a feeling he won't. He likes berries, but only if they're sweet. And he thought he wanted bananas, but he doesn't. He's pretty picky. Do the 5 cartel rares. They're so fussy to do that yes, they do give rep. I don't know if they're really worth the time though. Like maybe people have a better, like the Dark Fuse one is fine. The Dark Fuse one, because it drops a mount, people will put up groups. It doesn't take too long to get done for the week, but like the rest of them, I feel like a real pain in the butt to like actually get spawned. Like I feel like one time I spent 25 minutes trying to like fill a bar to spawn one by myself, and then it phased randomly, and then the bar like reset to like 5%, and I was heartbroken. Dog loves all fruit, but her faves are mango and kiwi. Got overwhelmed when 11.1 released because of the amount of factions. Didn't bother with it, but now I kind of regret not doing anything. I felt like it was kind of confusing that you had the Goblin cartels, and then there's also the cartels rep, would not, you've got like the overall one, and then you have like the individual ones, and then Dark Fuse was like kind of secret, and it's fine, but like it took a little bit of unpicking. Kanar, thank you for the 36-month resub. Appreciate it. Happy 3 years. Thank you very much. So the cartels are like regular rep, like they're friendly, honored, exalted, revered, whatever. The cartel is like a renown. I guess that's the difference, is the renowns versus the reputations. The renown is a lot easier, but it's less rewarding too. 3 years. Here's to many, many more. Well, I don't know why I'm fighting this stuff. I guess just for something to do. How are we doing? 1316. I think I started today at like 1,000 and something, so we are making progress. Another 13 market research. Where to next? I'm stuck in combat. There we go. Turn around. Beep, 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 beep. I've never figured out how to get Dark Fuse rep if I didn't watch your stream. I still have to look up sometimes, or like I have to talk to the NPC that tells me where the Dark Fuse rep vendor is, because it took me ages to remember which sewer they were in. It's the one by the barbecue. When you're entering the zone, there, like you hang a left before you get to the hotel. There's like a big barbecue looking thing, and there's a sewer grate by it, and that's how I remember it. But it took me ages to be able to like reliably get to it. When did you get midnight? I don't remember. It was New Year's Eve too, so it was like the border between 2 years. But whenever that clip is from, YouTube will have the date on it. Mid 2020? Yeah, I can't believe we're already 2025. I'm not ready to be closer to 2030 than 2020. Opposite the building, you trade the cola cans. Ooh, that's a good tip too, because I've had to learn where that one is. Because I've been turning in lots of gunk-covered stuff lately. I watched since Hazel was in YouTube.
Better shovel harder. 1 minute, and we are out of here.
Yeah, 2020 wasn't buckets of fun for anybody, I'm sure. (2019 to 2021) don't count. I feel like they vanished for a lot of people, just because when you're just trying to kill time basically, or you're on screens or you're scrolling a lot, it has a way of making time vanish. And if you're trying to pass time, that's good, but like also you're not getting back. I do think it's fun that I've been streaming for so long, and that some of you have been with me for so long, that we've kind of grown up together. I know there's different styles of doing YouTube or streaming, and some people will kind of like maintain the same content, and then it'll be for like a certain demographic, and then their audience kind of refreshes over the years as people outgrow it, and then new people find it. I feel like I'm a lot comfier just kind of having the content evolve with me, and then you guys can kind of evolve at the same time. You know, we're all getting older, but we only have to do it 1 year at a time. Lived in Animal Crossing New Horizons for 2020 and 2021. Shadowlands, spending so long collecting that it distracted me. Did I have any pandemic hobbies other than gaming? I just made content. I gamed, I streamed. I think I got into nail art around then. I think that was my thing, was getting into nail art. Because everything else I was kind of already into.
Oh, for the lover. Get that
Not even
out of
sub to WoW
here.
anymore, and I still find myself watching your content after all these years. Aww. Alright, Kitty, I need to scooch in.
Oh, for the lover.
Beep, 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 beep.
Get that out of here.
Speaking of Shadowlands, a content creator locked themselves in Shadowlands until they 100% complete it, trying so hard for their first Necro Egg. That's so fun. I mean, I remember grinding for mine, so like, maybe not that fun, but did they get, gosh, what was the most annoying thing?
Whoa,
the Gilded
that
Waiter.
is a big one.
And I could not get the stuff to drop off of the Black Bell rare.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
I think you were doing a lot with your aquariums at the time. Yeah. They might have predated it. Because I did a lot of like shopping in aquarium stores, and I feel like I wasn't doing that after the pandemic. I think that I was, my big aquarium phase I think was probably like 2018. Every now and then I still have fish dreams about having fish in the wrong tanks with the wrong fish. I had one last night where I had a fish that was like lying dry in the sink, and I turned on the tap and it was like, thank you, and it like started breathing again. I'm like, oh my god, and then I like put it in my fish tank, even though the fish tank had a smaller fish in it that it may or may not eat, and then I was like, listen guys, you're just gonna have to get along. You know what I miss? What's the tea? The tea of the day. I have to get back into tea.
And time's up. Grab your gear and let's go.
No, 15. 15's the jackpot. That's good stuff. Don't like how the pets show up in cages in the banks. We can't see what kind of pet it is. Oh, like the icon. Yeah. For a moment, I was having a hard time parsing what that meant and if we were talking about the game. And I'm like, pets in cages? At the bank? Someone get them out of there. No, you're fine. I think it made plenty of sense. I'm just tired today. There you go, we're digging.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I like how that's the voice line whenever there's fire. Actual combusting fire. And he's like, yeah. That's why we got insurance, folks.
Fix it.
Rips infestation on one of my plants. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. The one I usually end up getting is scale. And to this point, it's always been mild enough that I've been able to basically, what I'll do is I'll take a little dish of alcohol and a pack of Q-tips and a strong light and a table, and I'll just sit there and I will individually like use basically like Q-tip alcohol, swab it off, and I'll like inspect the plant and get them all, and then I'll do it again in another week, and I'll keep doing that until like they learn what's good for them. But I know some of them are beyond saving. Waypoint UI is the add-on that's making my waypoint indicator a little more visible. It's quite nice. I like it a lot. Core Hazel memory was fabulous, having to wait for a full stream for him only to spawn minutes after Hazel logged off. I still don't have it. To this day, I don't have a fabulous. I was looking up all the trial style themes. How many are there? So there are themes and retired themes. Summer styles, winter wear, mismatch mayhem, freestyle, faction, pride. Summer styles, winter, blue skies, crimson creations, shadowlands, profession expression, bronze clockwork. This isn't an accurate list because I had supernatural fashions or something, which I remember made me crazy because I was like, it's World of Warcraft, it's all supernatural. What do you mean? And that's not on that list. Some houseplants I've saved by just putting them in the garden and letting nature feast. I used to get the worst indoor bugs problems with plants whenever I would try to summer them outdoors. Like I had, or winter them indoors basically, like outdoor pepper plants that I brought in for the winter. Anytime I brought a plant inside that had been living outside, I always had problems with it bringing bugs in because they, like, indoors is like sanctuary for bugs. They're
ain't gonna scavenge themselves.
The fig tree my uncle gifted me seems to be thriving. Nice. Got Fabius by sheer luck after farming the Pack Mother rare for the BFA meta. Nice. Man, that was a whole thing of a meta achievement. I liked that one. Did I actually? Maybe at the time I didn't. I don't remember. I remember it was a lot. I was very proud to get that crab mount.
Fix it.
Forever. I think I'm gonna. That's enough of listening to him for now. Installed Waypoint UI. This is awesome. Thanks, Hazel. Thanks. Oh gosh, I didn't note down their name. Someone yesterday was recommending it to me, and it's a good recommendation. Pretty much exactly what I want. Like I just wanted to use the regular Waypoint UI, the Waypoint as it is, but just have it like look a little more visible. Thoughts on underpin difficulty? 65 attempts. Bombs were so difficult. Yeah. I thought it was very hard as well. I don't think it's too hard. I had to progress on it for a couple of days. I had to like really practice it. But I kind of like that. It's basically like a little bitty baby mage tower that's not class dependent, like, or like not class individual, you know, like it's kind of fun to have a challenge like that to work on every now and then. I had a really hard time with it though. I did do it, but it took some real doing. I guess I don't think it's too hard because I did it. I think if I had burned out and not completed it, then I would think differently. What item level? It doesn't really matter because we're going into a new patch, so we're going to be gearing up fresh again anyways. This is my main, and she's at 678. Most of my alts are kind of like 630 to 650. They're like 655 if I've been playing them, and about 630 if I just freshly geared them. Only missing out on the title. Title and the gold Gobtrotter. But the title is the thing that needs you to solo it. The Gobtrotter you could do in a group. And the Gobtrotter I think is going to be a rare drop from doing it after the fact. So you could farm it later on. Yeah, the all gold version of it. I actually did like this. I thought this was pretty sick. I wish it had the drive thing. Yeah, rarely drops in future seasons, but if you want it guaranteed, getting underpinned down now is the way to do it. I never did Zekfir the first time, and I'm going to have to farm that eventually. The hard way. I'm definitely going to be in there doing Nexus Princess, though. Next season. I think that's going to be great. Gonna hit up any trial of style? I did some yesterday. I did a bunch yesterday. I did enough. I was already I'd already purchased everything. I was already caught up on the vendor. So I didn't need to buy any cosmetics from it. I just got some trading post credit. And then called it good. I was a bit annoyed. I was having a buff that wouldn't let me vote for people. It would just auto pick my vote for me. And that really frustrated me. It kind of took the wind out of my sails. Main at 622, not terrible. You're fine. You're fine. We're gonna get new gear next patch. Let's have new challenge boss. No, I don't think it'll be football style. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of like watch your feet. Lines dodging, that kind of thing. We'll see. This add-on is called All the Things. It's just showing me a list of everything that I could collect from the zone that I'm currently in. This is the mini list. So because I'm in Undermine, this is a list of the cosmetics in Undermine that I haven't got yet. And then like what they're from and how to get them, that kind of thing. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, 100 market research gets you 1k rep right now. Tomorrow with the Darkmoon Fair should be 1.1k. So a lot of people are stocking up on market research right now with the intent to turn it in tomorrow. That's my plan. Yeah, no problem. I think what I'm going to do is after this one spawns, I'm going to head to the next one, dig a tiny bit, and then take a second to take a break. We're at 10:42 today. Man, I know some people do this for like 10 hours at a time. I don't know. I don't know if I have that in me. Maybe if I was watching Netflix or something. Market research per hour looking like? We could approximate it. You're getting, let's say you're getting 13 research every 4 minutes maybe? If I'm giving a little extra time to get there and for it to spawn. Oops. I don't know if that's an accurate pace or not, but if it was, hang on. Let me dig. Let me dig. There we go. 15 times, let's say 13. 195 research an hour, so just under 2k rep per hour. Ish. Big-ish. So glad I did this with the hyper spawn, yeah. Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon. I'm gonna take a short break, be right back. Uh-oh. I'm back. I've maybe died. At least they didn't kick me. Let's just res here, and that way we can drive back. I don't know if they're gonna give me a ghost car. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, I'm just gonna join the group with the next one, maybe, because whenever you get back to one that you didn't loot before, like the chest is still there. You do get a chance to loot it. I wonder if, well, I'm gonna wait for the next one anyway because it looks like I'm 11 seconds left. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Champ Explorer. How are you doing today? I am not exalted with Dark Fuse yet. I'm revered. That's why I need so much rep. I need 1900 research just to get 2 exalted, let alone Paragon caches. Yeah. I had not done more than just a little bit of this ahead of time, really. I've been doing what I felt was like kind of sort of okay. I was pretty excited just to get to revered. Because that was where the original mount was, like the vendor mount. Alright, here's our next one. This one always gets me because the water always makes my car go away. If it makes you feel better, the mount drop rate on the Paragon mount's really good. I'm almost nervous because I've opened 2 Paragon caches for other factions. And on both of them, I've got them out first try. So what if I used up all my luck? You know, like... I know it can take more, like nothing's guaranteed. I've heard of people opening like 2, 3, 5 Paragon caches without it. So like what if that unlucky streak is for Dark Fuse for me? It could be. Got Dark Fuse my first try, took me 2. Going for the Hazel hat trick. Got my hopes up, I opened a Paragon cache, got no mount. I don't believe horrific visions are going away. They're not hyper-spawning anymore. They did fix it. Anyone but Dark Fuse. Yeah, any of the other ones we can handle, because you could just keep doing weekly quests and get it no problem, but... Oh, 22 of these. I have high hopes for the gunk-covered things. I have high hopes for getting the rest of the loot that we need from those. Only the enchant's going away? Raid leader had taken 3 The raid leader of our group last night said they'd opened 3 Paragon bags and did not get them out. Add selection bias. They're going to be the ones still in the group. Everybody who got them out in their first try is on their couch eating Cheetos. Watching the television. I was like trying to come up with like a show name and I was like, I don't know what they're watching. Love is Blind? It's just my own brain rot garbage escaping. Yeah, Love Island WoW edition. The Bronze Wave Shredder only comes from the Paragon. There's another mount that you can purchase on the rep. There's another mount that can be purchased at Revered. What was that one? Dark Fuse. Demolisher. This one. But the Wave Shredder is Paragon only. Love your mug. Very cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is like part... Actually, I was gonna say part Gnome Heritage, but the only Gnome Heritage of it, I think, is the goggles. I feel bad watching someone else drive. I don't mind when it's me because I know I ran into the thing, but I didn't mean to. I should drive myself next time. I have 1,000-ish mounts. What are we saying? 1,023, something like that. Paragon mount for Dark Fuse rep. BRB sobbing, right? Almost, but not quite as rude as Miscellaneous Mechanica in general. I have 12 of those. I must have gotten one from one of these at some point. And I've got 12 Miscellaneous Mechanica of, like, what, 113 that you need to get everything. I think I'm saving up for a mount. I don't even know which mount I want first. Acid Advocator. Probably the Innovation Investigator. The Black Rocket has to be the coolest one. Ever thought of holding a mount off competition? I don't think it's really my thing. I did them for I did them when WoW put them in. Like, I would go to the one at the anniversary event, and that was fun. I'm not really an event coordinator. I'm kind of a show up to things. I'm not really a run things kind of person. I'm pretty allergic to events in general. It was... yeah. If everybody else does all of the work of planning and running and administering, then I will maybe show up to something, but I'm not one of those people that can just make it happen. Got the map from the junk pile boss. Nice. Only gotten 3. What is the best way to farm those? It seems like getting lots of rep to get Paragon caches. Not necessarily Dark Hue's rep, but like any of the other cartels, when you get Paragon caches, they will often have 1 to 2 Mechanica. Not every time, but often. Because aside from that, you're just hoping to get lucky with things like rares, dumpsters, that kind of thing. And the drop rate's really quite low. I think that Paragon caches are going to be the most reliable way. Yeah, maybe show up person rather than the show up person, exactly. It's tough because you got to talk me out of staying home, which has a lot going for it. You know, free, affordable, comfortable, all my stuff is here. My dog is here. Start it. Did I say free and affordable? Yeah. This rep grind will never end. I wouldn't worry about it for too long. There'll be fun new shiny stuff to play with before long. Do I ever get bored of playing WoW? Nah, not really. I do too many different things. I don't do one thing all year round. So I'll do keys for a while. I'll raid seasonally. I'll level alts when I feel like it. I collect when I feel like it. There's always something I could do, and if I ever did get bored with anything, I could kind of switch. Some parts of the year I feel like I'm really into WoW and I'll play on stream and then I'll play off stream as well, and then other times I just kind of play on stream and that's it. I don't make myself play if I don't feel like it, but there's usually something I want to do. I've never taken a break. I started playing in 09 and I've never unsubbed. I'm not going to do the math on how many sub fees I've paid. Respect. I'm not sure I respect myself for that, although to be fair, for like half of it it's been kind of my job too, so I can kind of make an excuse there. They should add WoW to WoW so you can WoW while you WoW. Listen, they just need to add a little window in the game that lets me play a Hearthstone Battleground while I'm farming scrap. Sure, I could just stick it on my other monitor and alt tab it, but I got too precious about Hearthstone Battlegrounds to multitask them anymore. Which is, I guess, a good thing, because it wasn't really good for me to multitask them to begin with. I wasn't paying as much attention to whatever it was I was trying to balance them with. After raiding the whole patch, I just found out who is Mug and who is Z. They're fun to do with voice lines on. They're funny. I appreciate that they're not like angry at each other. I feel like a lot of times you get the double-headed ogre talking to the heads talking to each other and they're usually fighting, but Mug and Z seem to have like a very lovely relationship. You know, they were very polite, very cordial. It was cool. It would legit be a way to get more people into Hearthstone. I don't think Hearthstone doesn't run well enough when they're running in their own client. I don't want to think about trying to make Hearthstone run within WoW. I don't think Blizzard can do it without melting people's computers. It's crazy to me that Hearthstone has worse performance than WoW to me. I don't know what the problem is with it, but they just can't get it together. I've tried other MMOs. The ones that I spent the most time with were Final Fantasy XIV. I had like a summer where I played that a little bit. And then Black Desert I played for a little bit. Off and on for a year or two a long time ago. I liked Black Desert because it was very different from WoW. I was kind of doing life skills. I liked the AFK farming. I liked the mounts and the mount leveling. I liked like the shipping and logistics. Like it was just parts of the game that were very different from WoW. I didn't do a lot of like traditional combat or content. I was farming. I had my garden. And then Final Fantasy I mainly played because people wanted me to. And then I mainly pissed them off because people really wanted me to like react to the story, and I've never been a story in games kind of person. So I'm a big fat cutscene skipper. And there is no faster way to make a dedicated Final Fantasy fan cry than to skip a really emotional cutscene. So I had fun. It was a perfectly fun game, but I was not getting the same things out of it that people wanted me to. Styles and shipping content dope in BDO. Enjoyed Baldur's Gate. I actually got Baldur's Gate and I played a little bit of it off stream, and it was too hard for me. I need to start over and turn it down to easy. I thought, I'm an adult, I'm a gamer, I can handle normal, right? I don't have very much D&D experience. I played like a third of a Pathfinder campaign when I was 17, and that was about it. Maybe not 17, maybe 19. Ages ago. And so I'm not real good at the systems. I'm not real good at like imagining the kind of things that I could do to overcome a challenge. So I end up doing real dumb things and getting myself into trouble. I do love a survival craft game, but that's not an MMO. But I love a survival craft game. I really wanted to like Baldur's Gate, but turn-based combat puts me to sleep. There was just too many wrong answers. It was too hard for me. I didn't have it in me. I don't know if I looted that one, but if not, I guess I'll loot it properly next time. Next time we're back at that location. Dabbled in Guild Wars 2s, which was fun, but didn't stick. I tried Guild Wars 2, like, when it first came out. I guess there's a couple MMOs that I tried a little bit. I tried a little bit of Rift. Remember Rift? Rift was the first MMO that I remember being pitched as, like, the WoW killer way back when. I tried a little bit of it. It was okay. I didn't have a problem with it, but I also didn't really need it. I was never really been looking to jump ship, so haven't invested very much in other options. I played a little Star Wars The Old Republic. Not a great game for someone who's not a fan of Star Wars and is a big fat cutscene skipper. The combat was fine, but like, I like WoW combat just fine, so it's not really selling me. If I need a break from WoW, just play another genre of game. Yeah. Rift had like rifts, which were like timed events, I guess. I don't really remember. It's been a long time. Yeah, I don't think that one succeeded. Enjoyed the combat and gathering in New World. If you want a mindless grind, just play D4. I think it's funny that it seems like D3 to this day is more active than D4. Like if I see my friends on Diablo, they're probably playing D3. I don't know what happened to D4, but Terra was awesome before it was killed. Rift had an ad that said, "We're not an Azeroth anymore." Weird semi-MMO, shared open world, which is not what Diablo should be. Pretty cool, enjoyed it. Not sure what the story is. They dropped console support. Played old school RuneScape at the suggestion of my partner. Was not thrilled. I haven't tried it. I know it's having a bit of a renaissance, which is great, but I haven't. My thinking is that it wouldn't impress me because I'm not in the mood to be impressed, but also because I didn't have anything to do with RuneScape before, so I don't know why I would start now. How do you drop console support if you sold copies of the game for console? Like, how do you get away with that? It like especially like this early in its lifespan. Oh, you gonna come hang out, Bubs? Hi, sweetie. Hi. It's a puppy. The rule isn't that I have to try the game once it's lasted the test of time. That's just a prerequisite. I didn't call him fat. I just said that we're putting him on a little bit of a ration, you know. He doesn't need 2 beef stick treats every night at dinner. He can survive on 1. Moose, after hearing that the unlimited gravy train of free treats is coming to a choo-choo train end. He's just like a tiny bit thick, apparently. He's not obese or anything. And he's active enough that if we just like keep a slightly closer eye on his food than before, then he should trim up just fine. No, he needs to. That's what my partner said. He was like, Moose, it's her fault. She's the reason why you're not having another one. And I'm like, I do not appreciate being the bad guy. I could go for a beef stick treat. But D4 because I enjoyed playing D3's story. It's fun to play through, but not sure I like the story as much. It looks like my German Shepherd. That's what my iPhone seems to think he is. Whenever I take a picture of him, it's like, is this a German Shepherd? And I'm like, oh, that's nice of you to say. Sure. Sort of. If people, like if a company or somebody asks what kind of dog he is, I'll be like, yeah, he's a German Shepherd mix. Mixed with what? Don't worry about it. Speaking of treats, a couple of amazing ice cream places here that do new monthly flavors. And one ice cream flavor is zucchini cornbread and honey butter. Okay, you had me with the honey butter. You lost me with zucchini cornbread. When I think of the texture of cornbread, I do not think, you know what this needs? Ice cream. Shepherd Husky. Do you want to see the chart? I have it here somewhere. I love looking at this. Reference infographics. Here, let me get to the next dig and then I'll pull it up. I've had corn ice cream, which was good, so maybe there is hope. I feel a little like old and yelling in clouds. I'm glad people have the license to be creative. I don't know if some things need that much creativity though. Get it, report back. Yeah, maybe life-changing. If nothing else, a great story. I like ketchup on ice cream. What do you think of that idea? I'm glad you're happy. It's nice to think that there are things in the world that will make Jeff happy on a given day. That's nice. You know, should be something for everyone. Okay, let's do that. And then let's do this. And then I'm gonna pull up there. These are his DNA results. Obviously subject to error because it's a dog DNA test, so they're not perfect. This was Wisdom Panel, which had some good reviews. So yeah, German Shepherd was the biggest chunk, and then Malamute was the second biggest chunk. So between the two of those, that's almost half of his DNA, but he definitely has like, you know, some pity-ish breeds down here. Well, I guess not that much. Little pity, a little tiny bit of Staffy, a little bit of Rottweiler. A reasonable chunk of cattle dog, which I think is where he gets his crazy from. Tiny bit of lab, you know, a mix. But yeah, Shepherd, Husky, Malamute tells you most of the picture without really getting much above half. He's a mix. You know what he is? He's real cute. He's real cute. He's a big sweet mutt. Why are cattle dogs crazy? Because they're very smart, very motivated, active working dogs. So I feel like on a cattle farm, they're probably lovely. In an apartment with no cows in sight, they tend to go a bit nuts. I know somebody who has Kelpies that, I don't know if they regret getting Kelpies. I love their Kelpies. They do look like they're about to vibrate out of their bodies at any given moment, though. They're very high strung. Close my window, but I already closed it. Clearly the floof is from the 2% Samoyed. Still thinking about Sheltie I saw riding a backpack the other day, living its best life. Moose doesn't really herd us or anything. Moose very much wants to know everything. He wants to be involved in everything. That's kind of his energy. Like, you know how some dogs just kind of like walk along minding their own business? Moose does not walk along minding his own business. Moose is minding the maximum of everybody else's business possible within Moose radius. He's very engaged in what's going on around him. He's very interested to find out what everything is and what everything's doing. He wants to check all of it out, and he wants to stand and watch until he feels satisfied. Azrael, the Moose, thank you very much for the brand new sub. What a timely name. Appreciate it. Thanks for picking me for your Prime sub. He's calmed down a little bit on eating everything. He's gotten pickier. When he was like a puppy, he was really trying everything. But now he doesn't, you know, he'll try and eat grass. And obviously if he finds a piece of meat, it's gone. But like, does he get jealous if you're snuggling the husband, hugging mom, that sort of thing? So if me and my husband are being cute, Moose will try to he just wants to be involved. He's not like mad, but he wants to be included. So like we'll dance, you know, like we'll dance in the kitchen because we're really cute. And Moose will almost invariably, unless he's really tired, get up and find his way into the middle of us. And then it's the three of us dancing, but it is funny. He really wants to be involved. Same thing. If he hears me giving attention to the cat, he'll come over and he'll worm his way under my arms and be like, what about Moose? Despite the fact that I love on him constantly all day. Yeah, he wants you to leave room for Moose. He didn't want the attention until he saw somebody else getting it, and then he was like, oh, wait, all right. I bet you anything if I went and pet him right now, he wouldn't even acknowledge me. He would be like, I'm tired, leave me alone. But like, if I started petting the cat, then he would be all about it. Do you think the ball is from Husky or being raised by Kira? I think that's like a Husky Malamute thing, like a sled dog thing. I think he balls up like a little wolf. He does it on chairs too. He does it on furniture. He's got like a pink armchair that he'll curl up into, and he only fits if he curls real tight in a little donut. I love you so much, Bubs. He's so smooshy. It took us forever to get through our morning walk this morning. He did not want to move. Moose didn't want to go for a walk. Moose wanted to go for a stand. He wanted to have a stand and a think. That boy needs a yard so bad. He just wants to lay down and like hang out outdoors without having to like be on the move and go somewhere. Like it's all he wants is just to like chill. Did get the full 4 faulty Titan directives quest. Didn't get all 4 in one delve. Oh no. I had a problem where I didn't find enough of the pylons. And a Maltese that seemed to grow to the size of a Great Dane whenever they were on the bed or a couch. He very much compresses and stretches. He is capable of taking up the entire couch, and he's also capable of squeezing into like a little small spot. He melts me every time he wants to snuggle. Like I'll be on the couch and he'll just kind of like sheepishly shuffle up there and like kind of worm his way into my hip and then like snuggle in there, and it's so cute I could cry. Fairvenic, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Welcome. And TNE with a raid. Welcome, everybody. Hope you had a lovely stream. Happy Saturday. Welcome to our show of talking about my dog, and farming market research. This is all I'm doing today. I did some world quests, and now I'm digging. I am currently at 1,521 market research. Goal of 1,900, stretch goal of 2,900. Turning it in tomorrow with the Dark Moon Fair rep buff to get to Exalted, and then maybe if we got to 2,900, we can get a Paragon cache. But let's not. Let's see. Let's wait and see. The foster pup doesn't understand that he's a lab. He is very uninterested in the yard. Mother-in-law brought him a kiddie pool, to which he said, "Ew, water." Oh, that was sweet of your mother-in-law to do. Aw. This gets into such a tight ball. I think he's starting to warm up now. It's fairly warm in the room. He's sleepy. Hang on. Very important. Very important. good for your health. Oh, Marcus, guys. Oh my gosh, he's embarrassed. Marcus, guys, thank you for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thanks for picking me. I'm living for the Prime sub, guys. I'm stocking them up in my little Prime sub jar. I'm saving for a rainy day. Had a Prime lying around. Here you go. Thank you so much. Like, yeah, you dug it out from my couch cushion. We're like, you know what? Hazeltine. Little itchy face. He just woke up and unballed himself. Oh. I think all dogs do this, and I'm just enamored with him because he's like my baby. Kira's my baby too, but like I've had Kira so long that sometimes she feels like my mom, my cat, but my puppy is my son, you know, he's my child. And everything he does, I'm just like so over the moon in love with that it just seems special. He does these really big dramatic sighs that are so funny to me. He's a big fan of the very dramatic sigh. Curled paw, very important. He's a puppy? Yeah. He's got his little feeties. I don't think he looks chubby, but I mean, you do have to try a little bit to feel his ribs. He's got to be on a little baby diet. Especially if I'm going to accommodate for however many calories are in the amount of fish oil that I'm supposed to be giving him. But maybe it'll make his coat like super nice. His coat is already pretty nice. But maybe it'll get better. Super shiny. L'Oreal by Moose. My lab used to sigh like he had such a hard life. Still no shackle drizzle for me today. Oh, you're keeping up the farm. Brave. Why did the vet suggest fish oil? Good for lots of things. But for him, for his hips, just because of his breed and his size. And because he seems a little uncomfortable when you palpate his hips. I think it might just be because he's uncomfortable getting felt up by the vet. But on the off chance that it is his joints bothering him, apparently much better to start while they're still young than to wait until it gets worse and then try to have at it. So that's what they want. It seems like a pretty normal supplement to give dogs anyway. So we're starting low and then we're gonna work it up. But he loved it. He made a huge mess of his food because I put fish oil in like the middle layer of kibble in a bowl of food. And then I thought he was going to eat the whole bowl to get to the fish oil, but then he just like shoved his face in it, made a huge mess, and ate just the stuff with the oil on it. But yeah, I could see a world in which he needs more support for his hips, so I want to start early. Joker had bad hips too, and it's no fun. The poor kid, you had to pop them back in sometimes. He would lift his leg to pee. And he would pop his hip out and he wouldn't be able to put his foot down, and you had to like angle it and then you could feel it pop back into place, and then he would be fine and he would just walk it off and be like, cool, thanks. But I hope that never happens to Moose. It wasn't very fun. Foster pup 6, monthly meds for arthritic hips. Yeah, Joker was a cute dude. Hi, kitty. Come on. Hi, sugar bean. This way. I have 25 gunk covered things. Not to brag or anything, but 25. I'm not going to turn them in until the end of stream today, but I have high hopes that we'll get maybe not all of the mog that I need from it. I need 5 more pieces of mog from it, but most of it. Hi. How are ya? You've come by like 3 times today. I know your food and water's fine because I checked it this morning. Use my scritches. Is that the spot? Yeah. Oh. You can do a thing with cats sometimes where if you're scratching her in just the right spot, she'll start to pick up her own foot like you reminded her that she is itchy, but she wants to do it. Have all of Undermine exalted, but I need renown bags to get the Mechanica for mounts. Yo. I think I'm going to try, and I'm probably going to forget because there's going to be so much stuff going on. I think I'm going to try to, hi baby. I'm going to try to do just the weeklies in Undermine on one character for rep. KA5H1? Cash 1 maybe? Cashy maybe? Thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Too bad the gunk things don't drop them out. No, don't give them ideas. It's bad. Imagine, oh, I was gonna say imagine shipping and handling drops them out, but it does. I just got it already. Farm market research in a raid group last night till 2 a.m. and I'm revered, dreading the road to Exalted. Yeah, I've been trying to do it in just like reasonable sittings, but then kind of coming back and getting back into it. So like an hour here, a couple hours there. I had that one already. It does seem nice that at least right now there's tons of activities, so they're kind of always up. Like groups are up, so it's easy to get into a group because this is much slower without a group. Like you don't get as much market research if you're just doing it by yourself. Plus it seems like a lot fussier to do it by yourself. This is definitely the move. What if there was a way to redeem acorns to pet boosting Kira? What if they're not in the mood, you know? Sometimes they are. Hi. Hi. Kitty gets pets whenever she asks. They are on her sketch. Hi. She likes the chin rubs. That's a good spot. If you made a spreadsheet of all the gathering proficiency level, do you think there would be one lot more than the others? Oh, for sure. I usually will take herb. I will sometimes take herb and mining, but most of the time herb. Rarely skinning. Herb and mining is a pretty common combo for me for leveling alts because of the experience that you get from gathering a node. I really only ever take skinning if I'm trying to relive the rush that I felt being a skinning leatherworking hunter, grinding deer in Ashenville to make myself pants at level 27 back in the day. It's really the only time that I bother is when I'm trying to feel that again. Floyd here now. Hello, how you doing? Market research right now is 100 market research for 1,000 rep. So you would say 2,100 to go from revered to exalted because you would need 21k rep. I've met people that cannot do skinning because of the sound it makes. Oh, I do know. It kind of, well, honestly, skinning in WoW kind of sounds like peeling a potato. It sounds like a potato peeler to me. Spent last week in farming to exalted, not doing the Paragon rep for the mount. That is fair. Rubbing paper together. Yeah. I want to adjust this so that we get like a tiny bit more kitty cat. There we go. But the danger is adjusting it without, you know, getting all the kitty cat. Hi. I think you look lovely today. I think your fur looks very nice. Hey. I love cats. I love this cat best, but I love cats. She doesn't even feel like a cat to me anymore. She's just kind of like my friend. This is my friend Kira. I love cats. I wish they were real. Sometimes I feel like having cats and dogs like feels like something I dreamed up. Like if I lived in a world where they weren't a real thing and I was trying to like manifest like fantasy concepts into existence, having domesticated dogs and cats that can live with me and eat snacks and like cuddle with me on the couch would be like for sure on my manifest list. So the fact that it's real is kind of the best thing ever. Yeah, I definitely work for her. I have no illusions about that. I think I work for Moose as well. He might be a tiny bit spoiled. He's my baby. He's both of our babies. My partner and I both, we were walking last night, we were like, is he like our child? He's basically like our child. We essentially have a baby. He's just 73 pounds and furry. If I was dreaming up animals that are not domesticated to domesticate, what would I choose? Bears. I don't even want them to like, I don't want to possess ownership over them. I would just want to be besties. I would just want to hang out. Whales as well, but I feel like whales being water animals, I wouldn't get to hang out with my whale friends as much. Whereas if I could, and I know some people do, like they run bear rescues and they raise bears from cubs, and then they like have real sweet, affectionate bears. It's like a thing, but like, yeah, if I was adding another one, it would be bears. Apparently, a child costs less to feed than a big breeded dog. Oh yeah, I mean, depending on what you're feeding the dog as well, they can get very expensive. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I wonder if the amount of money that I don't spend buying like alcohol equates to the amount of money I spend on dog food. I guess it depends on how much alcohol I would be hypothetically drinking, because that can be a very big range. Best kind of baby. The idea of having a black bear living in the woods as your homie that comes out now and then to play sounds lovely. Yeah. A nice fantasy. Definitely best to not get confused about actual bears, though. For your safety and the bear's safety, you know. Yeah, what kind of alcohol? Imagine that I get back into drinking, but like I'll exclusively drink really expensive top shelf stuff. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Oh, he's snoozing. I'm so happy whenever I have both of them in the same room with me. It's nice. Sometimes I wonder what they would do if I threw a kitten into their mix. I think Moose would be over the moon. I don't know what Kira would think. It's really impossible to say. Grooming is good. You let me know if you want help. I'll brush you. How's our market research? 1590, coming along. This is currently the best way to farm market research. Join a raid group, drive around, dig dirt. You participate at least a little bit in each trash pile, and you will be able to loot the chest. You get about 14, 13, 15-ish per thing. Just borrow one to see. There's a mount with the... Yeah, the Galagio garbage can drop a mount. He drops... It's like a gold thing, right? The Salvaged Goblet Gazillionaire's flying machine. Salvaged Goblin Gazillionaire. So he's got a chance to drop this one. Oh, the kitten. For a second, I'm like, what do you want me to borrow? Considering how well she handled going blind in Moose. I wonder if she would feel like a cat was kind of treading on her territory, though. You know, like, Moose is a different category of animal. I don't know if she would want another kitten or not. She might be, like... She might be jealous. Although, if she was unhappy about a kitten, it's not like she could seek it out very well to harass it. Because I think a kitten would be much better about getting away at higher levels, and she can't see anymore anyway, so... Loved your new video today? Oh, thank you! Thank you for saying that. That really means a lot. Very highly possible. I think, obviously I can't have any more pets in this particular rental. We're at limit. If I got into another place, I would be able to get more, but also if I got into another place, also, did I leave early or what? If I got into another place, I would probably be like wanting to watch the budget for a while just to make sure I can do things like afford the mortgage and the property tax and whatever before getting into any new, vet bill liability territory. I don't know if I finished this one. Everybody's still here. I think it's over. I think we did it. I guess we're still in combat with this stuff. Oh no, I didn't loot it yet. There we go. There it is. There's always room for a ferret. I am doing my best to buy my own place. I'm doing my best. You see a bunch of adult stuff. Oh, nothing gives me nightmares faster than taxes. Property tax. Land transfer tax. I was so mad when I found out that... So here in BC, there is land transfer tax. And first-time homebuyers, I thought were fully exempt from it, and I found out that you're only partially exempt from it. Rude. You know, cut me a break. I just want to buy the one house. I'm not trying to buy a bunch of them. I want a yard for my dog. I want a garden. I want to plant some stuff. For a tinker class, the movement could summon a conveyor belt and you could run along it. Oh. Leveling a mop. Alternately listening to mop music and underfed music is pretty jarring, but somehow works. The mashups. Here we go. We've been digging. I think Moose, once he kind of realized that the new place was home, would settle into a new place okay. I think he would have like a week or two of being a bit out of sorts and then he would be fine. Kira, I think, is gonna struggle a little more. Because you can't see. You need Moose to follow you around and stop you from bumping into stuff. Baby girl. She does not like it when her stuff starts moving. Gosh, I also have a fish. I did a water change, and I was kind of like keeping an eye on Barbara, my fish, to see if she was going to make it, because the rest of her compatriots perished after water changes. I think just the stress of it at their age. And so I changed her water, and I was like, is she still there? I don't see her. I wonder if this one got her. And the next day she was just back at it. I'm like, no, she's fine. Can't rush Barbara. Barbara's gonna live. As long as Barbara's gonna live. Barbara is not a betta. Barbara is a cherry barb. That's why her name is Barbara. I originally had a little school of them in my tank. And I got those, I think 3 years ago now. And for like a pet store barbs, they lived a decent amount of time, but the school has definitely dwindled. Like they've been dying off, and she's the only one left now. But she's in no hurry to meet her end, and I'm in no hurry to rush her to it. So as long as Barbara wants to live, she can just hang out in that tank with the snail. And I will find a way to move her when the time comes. Bucket. Cherry barbs are cute. Yeah, she is kind of cute. The snail does have a name. The snail is Sam. I wanted to pick kind of a gender neutral name or gender ambiguous name for Sam because Nerite snails can actually change their gender. I'm pretty sure. I think they're one of the snails that can do it. They can flip based on their needs or how they're feeling. So Sam. Yeah, Kira's not a big crier. She's more of a yeller. She doesn't get sad, she gets mad. She doesn't get sad, she gets even. Like, she's... When I moved her here, she was mainly plotting revenge. She's got a very aggressive take on it. It's less pitiful and more like, you will pay for this. Cute. Cute. We had a betta named Sauron and 2 snails named Sam and Frodo because the Sauron kept trying to find the snails. I remember when a pet store employee told me it was a good idea to put mystery snails in with my betta. It was not a good idea. And the poor thing was harassing their eye stalks, and then I had to get a separate tank just to keep the snails in. Oh, you getting up, bubs? See you later. I would like to, after Barbara finally passes on into the great tank beyond, I would like to get a betta for that tank instead. Eventually, but I'm not in a big hurry. I'm going to let her live as long as she wants. And I'm not going to try to put a betta in with her. It might work, it might not, but I'm not going to mess with it. May as well just wait. Oh, Dick's not over yet. He's black, so I naturally named him Sid Vicious. I kept bettas in my like sort of teen years, and then I kept them again in my mid-20s. And in my mid-20s, I got like way more into aquariums, and I learned about like the nitrogen cycle and proper like tank size and filtering and everything. Whereas in my teen years, I just kind of had like a big fishbowl with a heater in it, and I thought that was good. But oddly enough, I feel like my fish did better when I was a teenager, and they were just in a bowl with a heater. And I would occasionally do 100% water change. And then that was it. And I feel like they did better that way. Like I always had trouble with my bettas in my like properly filtered, water changed like tanks with like cycled filters and everything. Like they always did better when I was a kid doing the wrong thing, so I don't know. Try it again. Still in a tank, mind you. Irchi, thank you for the 37-month resub. Resubscribing, even though I did dig that Alien Earth commercial I just saw. I don't even know what that is. Better. Let me dig. Must be fire around here or something. There we go. Aquaponics tank set up with a separate plant tank and stuff, so you don't have to do water changes. There's some cool, there's some cool YouTube videos. I used to watch, gosh, what was his name? He had a really viral series of videos about like a no filter, like a Wallstad tank setup that he had sparkling, like croaking gourami in. Foo the Flower Horn. I used to watch his videos. I think he still did water changes though. I used to want an invert tank. I used to want like a tank that was just for shrimp and snails and no fish. Because I have kept shrimp with fish to greater or lesser extent, but like even when they weren't being eaten by the fish, they were still hiding from the fish, so you didn't see them like relax as much. I used to have a cherry shrimp and a mono shrimp. That was fun. Had a weird dream to make a mini coastal ecosystem with amphibians and fish and turtles. Little beach. That would need to be a very large one, right? Yeah, it would have to be huge. It would be cool. It would be a cool project. Maybe a tiny bit expensive. Wonder if they'll do a stat squish again like in Shadowlands? Damage numbers becoming way too big. I'm sure they'll get to one eventually. I don't really think much about the numbers. I mostly look at my numbers relative to other people's numbers. Like, my damage relative to the health of a mob. How long does it take for me to kill it? Or my damage relative to other DPS in my group. How bad is Flabby making me look? The actual number itself I don't usually get too hung up on. A guy on YouTube makes custom tanks, owns a toad the size of Kira. Nothing like a cat-sized toad. Whoa! How we doing? 1651. 1651. 29 gun-covered things. Lots of those. 6 check cards. We'll certainly get exalted between today and tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to make it to a Paragon cache. We'll have to see. I have shrimp every few weeks. They all swim around the tank in circles really fast. And it's the only time I ever see them. I think it's cute how many other people are also doing this rep grind. You know? Game's alive and well. Got my Dark Fuse Paragon mount to my first try. Nice. Yeah. Wow. What is it? Sometimes I feel like she has a dream and then she looks at me like, how could you let me dream that? Like, I think she's dreaming about me, and then she's mad at me for something Dream Me did. Or she just has, like, thoughts about it. Hi. I'm right here. I'm right here. Why are Paragon mounts back? Didn't everyone agree that was a bad idea? Oh, I mean, if they didn't have a Paragon mount, I wonder how many people would be in these groups. I'm sure some, but I don't know. Something about that RNG reward really gets people going. Trader's Tender stuff, the only thing in life that gives me decision paralysis. Are you the kind of person that can just like pick something to watch on Netflix? You just like turn it on and move on with your life? Because if so, I'm really jealous. I just add things to my list and then I don't watch anything on my list. Yeah, I actually like Paragon mounts as well, as long as they are good drop rates like the ones that we have now. I don't know that I love a Paragon mount on top of the Dark Fuse system, just because of this rep grind being slower, much slower and grindier. I don't know if this one needed a Paragon mount, but yeah, it's fine. Netflix, no problem. Dinner, no problem. What shirt today, no problem. What cosmetics to buy with limited funds, and wow, panic. Oh, dinner's hard. Dinner's hard for me. I feel like picking what my outfit to wear is also harder than it should be, despite how simple my clothes are, and how much I try to keep only my favorite clothes in my collection. Just because there's like a hidden vibe check where one outfit might be exactly the thing that I want on one day, and then it's not working for me the next day, and there's no way to quantify why other than vibes. It's like an intangible, I need the clothes to make me feel ready for the day, and if I don't like the fit, I'm not happy. And I can usually get there, but like it's like an invisible, impossible to parse requirement. Yeah, I feel like to somebody that doesn't feel like that, it would sound insane being like, oh my god, just pick a shirt, you know, like, yeah. Making some spicy pulled deck ramen noodles, destroying my insides slowly. What if you're just sanitizing them, you know, like, it's just extra defense against tapeworms, you know, you're just making sure that if your tapeworm's eaten, it has to eat spicy. I'm joking, please don't try to kill tapeworms with ramen. Most of my outfits, comfy shorts and a t-shirt, have like 20 of the same brand and style of each. I mean, it's pretty similar to me. I'm also working at home. My pants are almost exclusively joggers, so that part's sorted. And the shirts are basically just t-shirts or the occasional sweater, but like, sometimes, I don't know, it's gotta be the right one. That's where all my gold goes. Mogs, hourly. 14 shirts, basically wear them in rotation. Most folks have a uniform. But it's just, it has to click. I rotate my clothes because I don't want to like completely like, I mean I do, but I try not to shop all the time. So and I have like arguably too many t-shirts because I love t-shirts. So what I do is I will hide half or more of them from myself by putting them in a storage bin under my bed so that I have like a reasonable amount for my drawer. And then whenever I get kind of bored of the ones that I've been wearing, I will, you know, wash them and then like rotate them the same way that I rotate my dog's toys to keep them interesting. Joggers are comfy, not when it's a bajillion degrees. Yeah, I do switch when it's really hot and I have to go outside. I will put on linen pants or maybe shorts if it's really cooking and I'm not worried about sun exposure. I have 2 pairs of linen pants that I can pop on. But even like in the summer when it's hot, indoors I'm usually cool enough to wear joggers because I get pretty cold when I'm just sitting still gaming or streaming or something. If I lose some weight, I'll invest in Thai fisherman pants. I have to Google this. What are Thai fisherman pants? Okay, that looks comfy. Images. Would I wear this? This looks like something that I would wear in my hippie era. Like it's very much giving I stain my own textiles at home. I weave the jugs in which I brew my kombucha, that kind of thing. Which I think is my next era, so. This looks sick. Super comfy, yeah. Yeah, my era of wearing tight or tailored pants. Not happening. Not comfy enough. Elephant pants for the win. When I need a wardrobe change, I just put the shirts on inside out. Back to front. Wore those for a good 15 years. Elephant pants. 15 years, my goodness. Elephant pants. What are elephant pants? Oh, these are basically the same thing. Or pretty close anyway. Now they're popular again, yeah. Few large broom skirts with pockets. Really like them, but the neighbors get real confused when I check the mail or take out the trash. Yeah. Give them something to talk about. You're adding flavor to their lives. I love the vibe. I think it's perfect. I think you should find a pair of tie fisherman pants that fit you now. I don't think you should wait. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but I think you could get one. If you've got the money to build an ocean-sized aquascape in your house. Somebody might be able to make them for you. Custom measurements, Etsy, that kind of thing. I had a lady on Etsy make me a wedding dress. And it worked! Just normalized wizard robes. I mean, they're just bathrobes. That's just bathrobe core. I adore my bathrobe, but I try to put on other clothes when I'm going outside. I don't need my neighbors to know that I'm depressed. I'm just joking. I don't think I'm depressed. Not anymore. We're doing good. You got it off Etsy? That's awesome. Seeing the ring? Curious about the dress? I never did share any wedding pictures. I never did. I guess I could. I'm not really like holding out. Let me find one. Here, let me make sure my monitor caps off. Let me find one that's just me. So I'm not like sharing any of my guests or anything. It was nice. It worked out. I liked it a lot. Wedding pictures, wedding pictures, wedding pictures. Da, 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 da. Careful not to scroll too far. Do I want one that shows the whole dress, or do I want one that's a little bit more close up? Here's a few. Alright, you ready? There's the fit. I'll pull up another picture in a sec that has the skirt. It had colored, like green and pink kind of colored lace embroidered onto it. Yeah. I don't know what to do with it now. I was thinking of donating it, or I was thinking of trying to like pack it up and keep it with me so that if somebody asks me about it in 100 years, I can be like, ah, yes, I still have it, you know. One of those two things is going to happen. But yeah, it was way cheaper to do Etsy than it was to get, it was cheaper to do Etsy than to even rent a dress. I think I paid about 400 or 500 Canadian, which is not nothing, but renting a wedding dress was going to be like 600. And it wasn't even necessarily going to fit me. Don't donate it. But I'm going to have to just drag it around with me for the rest of my life, right? Like, let me see. See if I've got one that has the train. It wasn't like a super dramatic train. It had a little bit of a train. I think we're gonna go with maybe this picture. Yeah, full length, little bit of a train. Doesn't super show the length of it, but good enough. And then yeah, it had more lace at the bottom. You could wear it for stream. Real cheap for a wedding dress, yeah. And it was made to my measurements, so it was so I didn't have to get it tailored at all. It fit like that out of the box. It was lovely weather. It was May, so it was lucky that it didn't rain. It actually, I think, rained for somebody else's wedding earlier the day at the same venue. Trim it mid-thigh, make a sundress. Yeah, I don't have anybody in my life I would pass it down to, but I might keep it just to, I don't know, pull it out and look at it again in 50 years. Putting it in a frame behind glass, displayed in a wall. It would cost more money. It would be so heavy. It just also feels kind of self-indulgent. Like, I might maybe get a wedding picture of my husband and I framed, but I don't know. It was very nice to be a princess for the day, but I don't want to, like, make it my... I don't think I want it up in my house. I will maybe store it. I don't really want to buy a garment bag. I don't think I can express to you how cheap I am. I can maybe store it in like a plastic bag. Pass it down to your nephew's future wife. I think these people in 40 years or 30 years or whatever are gonna want to buy their own dresses. Also, who says my nephew is marrying somebody? We don't know. He's 3. He might want a husband. He might want just a dog. Who's to say? Wouldn't scream wedding dress if you wore it to other fancy events. Yeah, I think I probably could. I mean, it's a little wedding dressy. Because it was my wedding dress. Yeah, you could maybe get away with it. I think you're overestimating how many fancy events I go to, though. Can't dress up, Moose. Yeah, I'm probably going to keep it just because I can't be bothered to donate it. I donated my last wedding dress. So maybe I'll hang on to this one. Keepsake items, pillows. I'm not a sentimental person. And I'm not really a keepsake kind of person either. I feel like if I made like a wedding dress pillow, I would just feel like it's kind of, I don't know, like it would make sense if somebody was feeling sentimental about it, but I wear, you know what I'm sentimental about is my rings. I wear the rings. You know, I wear those every day. I get to have those with me all the time. I don't think I would sell it. I don't sell anything. It's too much of a security risk, really. You have to, most reputable selling websites need some kind of ID verification, and it's just too much fuss and bother. Any item of clothing you adore? Oh, sure. I like my comfy shirts and my sweatshirts. I like this one a lot, actually. This is more of a winter thing, but I was chilly this morning, so I put it on. Adore your rings. Thank you, me too. Sometimes I feel like they're too much, and then I go, no, because they're not. It's fine. I told my partner, we talked a lot about rings and designs and stuff, and I was like, it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be too fancy. You know, I just want to marry you. I'm not marrying the ring, but I think he knew that I wouldn't mind if it was fancy. He showed it to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too much. And he's like, but do you like it? And I'm like, well, yeah. Of course I love it. You didn't have to. But also, no take backsies. Moved to the US with 2 suitcases, shipping 3 Rubbermaid totes. No room for much sentiment. Even, like, my next move, I'm probably doing movers. So, like, I don't have to physically haul the stuff, but I still have to pack it. Had a shortened to be a cute summer dress. Yeah, maybe. I'll hang on to it. It's in my closet right now. It's not, like, a super comfy dress. It is definitely synthetic fabrics. You're not getting organic silk lace or anything for something that was made that cheaply. Do I sense a mass exodus of your stuff? It's hard because I've already exodused a lot of my stuff, but I also feel like I have way too much stuff still, so it's tough. I don't know. What if it's the New Year's Eve stream dress? Just pops on her wedding dress. What if I wear it every year on my anniversary? I don't know. I don't want the day to come where I don't fit into it anymore, and then I'm like, oh no. Coming and watching your Saturday news videos. Videos are so cozy and lovely. Watched them since 2020. First time catching you in a stream. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for saying that. That's very kind. Had to have satin sewn into my dress so it wouldn't itch. Yeah, mine does have a slip lining, but I'm pretty sure it's a synthetic as well. I was only wearing it for like 2 hours. Like I didn't wear it very long. It was a pretty quick wedding, and I got to my reception and immediately changed. Much to the disappointment of my wedding guests. They were like, wait, where did the dress go? And I'm like, comfy? Mother-in-law 60 still fits the wedding dress. Could happen. The photographers and some of the people at the event were like, oh, we're going to be careful about this. We don't want to tear your dress or get your dress dirty. And I'm like, why not? I'm wearing it once. This is its destiny. This is the dress's dress destiny. As long as it still looks nice enough for pictures, which are happening now, I think it's fine. Yeah, I did put on sweats for the reception. I changed into, I think, joggers and a t-shirt. Throwing the only dress I had. Quick courthouse occasion, just notary and a photographer. Yeah, it was the dress day. Side note, flowers were beautiful. Yeah, they were nice. They were provided by the event. I had people that did like a wedding package so they could deal with everything because I didn't want to pick anything. The only thing I picked was the dress. That was the only thing I was in charge of. Everything else was just show up, get married. It was nice. I'm so, like, it was lovely. I'm so relieved it's over, though. Like, when I'm thinking about, like, my budget and my plans and travel plans and everything, I'm like, thank God we don't have to get married again. We are married now. It's done. This is not a recurring expense. Oh, it's not over yet. I'm like looking for the thing to loot and it's not here. One day you guys can meet my husband. I'll drag him on one day. We'll do a partner reveal. He's open to it. We were gonna do it ages and ages ago. We just never got around to it. And it's one of those things that's like been a secret so long that you just kind of like can't think of a reason to spill. But you can't do it right now. He's not home. Lady we rented a reception room from decided she would take over the coordination of my wedding, and I was so grateful. 5-man farm at the marina? I'm not sure. I'm getting about, let's see, 13 to 15 market research per trash pile. Barrican, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. 5 years this September. Aw, congrats, guys. He's just disembodied hands at this point. He's a voice. His voice appears in the member videos sometimes. I feel like if I did have life news, the member videos would be a good place to spill it. You know, it's the Hazel's home videos. That's the personal life part of the content. This is ostensibly about WoW. You know, look, there's World of Warcraft right here. We're digging. I'm up to 1747 market research, so I'm not going to get quite enough for Exalted today, but I'm getting pretty close. Oh, no, out of the cart. Pretty close. We can finish it up tomorrow. And then I'll have to decide if I think I can get a Paragon cache. I think I can. Suddenly, everyone a YouTube member. I wouldn't even want to, I don't even need everyone to join. It's just, I don't have it in me to advertise the program very often. I feel like a lot of people don't know about it. I shut down my Patreon and I migrated the concept of like a monthly perks thing to YouTube, but it's not as visible of a system. Yes, I am absolutely saving the turn-ins for tomorrow's Darkmoon Fair buff. It would be silly to turn them in now. Somebody's getting Hell Collar chests? Huh? Somebody got an Inarius Charger. What is happening? Like, I get if they had the chests already in their inventory and they were looting them, but somebody literally just looted a bunch of Hell Collar chests. Goblins aren't up anymore, right? Oh, from the mail. Had a fit to save everything, unsubscribe. That is totally fair. I can't believe it's almost noon. Today's gone really fast. I'm gonna have to figure out lunch. Cozy with my Switch. Have to move soon. Do you have a hotel while you're there? I love setting up for a long trip like a cozy little hotel home base. I love if I'm gonna be in a place for longer than like 2 days and they have like drawers. Staying with a friend. Nice. I love unpacking my clothes a little bit from my suitcase. It doesn't always make sense, but it always makes me feel comfier. Adore their balcony. Mm. Here we go. I'll probably make this the last one, and then you know what we can do is we can go turn in 33, or maybe 34, gunk-covered things. Weddings in an hour out of town in a small private venue. It'll be gorgeous, I bet. Oh, nice. Every time I've unpacked in a hotel, I've had my trip cut short and needed to immediately repack. Oh, the jinx. That's a smart way to go about your money, Saga. Excited for next week. WoW's going to be lively for the next few weeks. Yeah, I almost wish that WoW could just pause for a month and just let me get my life together, but what are you going to do? Doing it live. What should I have for lunch? I had cereal for breakfast. I'll find something. I might have beans. It's only speeding up, really. Yeah. Can't believe Race to World First and Gamescom are overlapping. That is some planning by Blizzard. Yeah. Imagine if I was moving in August. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be nuts? Because Gamescom is like the 22nd, right? Or no, is it before then? It's this week, right? Earlier? 19th? Yeah. I'm getting Big Hazel secretly already bought a house 5, but I don't know. I mean, it would be really bananas if patches here, raid guides due here, expansion announcement here, and if I had, you know, bought a house under contract and was like moving into it like this weekend, that would be really busy. That would be really stressful. That would be a lot to plan. Let's see if we got any transmog from gunk covered things, huh? We got 34 to turn in. 5 pieces of mog we need. You didn't. What if I did? What if I did? Terrifying. Petrifying. It's also hard because, like, at so many different parts in the house buying process, it's, like, looking good but not guaranteed because there's so many things you still have to, like, figure out or sort out. And even at this point, like, you're planning your moving day, like, after you do, like, your closing. So there's still, like, hopefully not a big chance, but, like, I have nightmares that, like, something goes wrong at, like, signing table. Oh, I got one. Because I would have to really do some backpedaling. Did you actually? I don't know what to believe anymore. She's packing. How far into the woods are we talking? Great at keeping secrets? I'm not, though. I'm really not. Oh. You guys are very polite about not nosing into my secrets. My possession date at my house is April Fool's Day. I had a hard time believing it was real. Yeah. I have a countdown on my phone that's counting me down until Keys Day, and then I'm moving like the day after Keys Day. But we are sub 3 weeks. Also, I have to make raid guides. I should do that. Let's go! Can't believe I guess. Oh, Day, thank you very much for the gift subs. Holy smokes. Oh, shucks. I figured you might be heading out sooner, and if I was gonna not leak it, but if I was gonna crack on stream a little bit, I was gonna maybe do it today. Happy for you, congrats, thank you. I'm happy for me too. I am terrified for me, just because it's such a big change. It's such a big change. It's like a new place, it's new people, it's new everything, like new vet and new dentist and new grocery store and new roads and new car service and like new house. Well, not a new house, but a new to me house. New adventure. Once you get in, you'll feel amazing. Yeah, Moose is getting a yard. Moose is getting a yard. Fenced yard. Anyway, I'll be on tomorrow. I'm done for today. I'll be on tomorrow. We can talk more then if you guys are around. I stream 9 in the morning through noon Pacific time. Sunday's my last one of the week. I appreciate you guys very much for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.